Okay, hello people of YouTube. It's me, Corey, and as you just saw, I got me a new stream intro. So, unfortunately, it'll be replacing this. But hey, honestly, I prefer the new one, so that's fun. Anyway, time to send the link out to people. Hold on, guys, I'm just making me an outro as well.
Hello.
What's up?
Nothing much.
CB, you need to turn on your mic, otherwise I can't add you.
I finally got to the 2003 Plural Henry.
Let go.
I'm going to use my old Henry for another custom, which is probably like an LMS Patriot from one of the Railway Series books called Goring Goes Foreign. It's for James Tender, so that sure one.
Hey, Jack.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And yes, I'll still continue. I'll still fight. We'll still watch Hero of the Rails later tonight with everyone.
Oh, that's good then. Okay. Now that I have the 2003 plural Henry, I think I'm a little stumped of what should I turn my Tommy Henry into. Well, I already know that there's a possibility that the Tommy Henry will be used for parts or something. If I want to use Cyrons for Warden or something, I can use that. Wait. Hold on a second. One game. I could. So I've noticed something. I could just come up with an example of which engine base to use. What engine should I use? What engine base should I use for an upcoming custom? I'm gonna look online inspiration and custom. Mm, you know, some users use Tommy Henry and James or Gordon Tender for custom. Why don't I try to do the same thing too? But it's gonna uh, um I my interpretation. Mm, uh, mm, maybe one day I can use my old Tony Henry for my old shape Henry that I might be using for remakes. And apparently, if I'm lucky enough, if I get another Tommy Henry, I can reuse the tender for it. I can reuse the
All
shell
right then.
and put it onto a spare Tommy Henry. I use my. This is the further result. For obvious reasons, for most reasons alone, at least I'm slowly getting. Okay. Okay. Now that I have my own Henry, maybe I can come up with an idea where Henry was given a new shape after his flying hipper crash, where he laid on his side, filled with dazed and surprised, as said in the book, in the TV series as well. Well, if I was going to, so I think about it, and this is what I have. I just reuse the shell and put it on Earl Henry. And just swap them around. So that way, there will be interchangeable. Well, were you expecting I was going to try something different? Some Tommy Henrys out there cost money. I'm not going to spend that much to get them. I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Okay, I'll be right back. You stay here, Gabe. Don't leave me, please.
It's okay. I won't. Hey. So, I remembered something. Since, when Corey comes back, it's going to be and well, now that I have an old shape Henry body shell with a spare face on the old shape Henry shell, try my best. It's not going to be the best one there is, but everyone's question why you reusing the Henry springboard wheels and tender for the Ultra Henry design. Sorry about that. Until you remembered about a certain element pastry, those called which apparently is the one that you already know. It's the big city engine from the Really Series book. Gordon goes for it. You guys are probably wondering, Gabe, weren't you planned on making a certain type of other character from a certain show that I know that you're okay with, that you're cool with it? Well, that's going to be a different story for me to talk about. And if you get any ideas, it's probably going to be an interesting story for me to talk about. I will try my best explaining what show I'm talking about. And what does everyone mean? By what does everyone mean of me just rambling and yapping about some things? Yes, I do know what it means by coming up with an interesting type of custom with an interesting backstory. So, without further ado, let's I would tell you things about the good news and the bad news about it. Want to hear the good news? The good news is I got a Plural Henry on eBay, like I mentioned. So, the bad news is my old Tommy Henry. I mean, I had to take out the motor and remove some wiring, so it's just a stock steer Tommy Henry with that doesn't even work. I tried my best on finding certain. I mean, if I ever find a Tommy James, I'm gonna be like, yeah. I'm going to use the motor. I'm going to use the tender in the motor and put it in my Big City Engine Custom to make it much more different. So my spare Tommy James tender is just going to be temporary, as you can say. Like I remember. So this year, for the 80th anniversary, I have a certain video planned, which I'm not going to spoil, by the way. Wink, wink. It's going to be something like doing a bit of retrospective on the history of the Thomas franchise, just like the video that which is the history of Cartoon Network, I guess, and also the history of Nickelodeon before and after SpongeBob. And yeah, I was kind of referring it to be like a bit of a twist. What a twist! Okay, I've made that type of joke before. If I ever, I'll be on that different radio. I kind of get the idea where this is coming from. So, this is mostly going to be like every single Thomas fan in a nutshell when they um saw the 2000 when they heard about Thomas and Friends coming back for a brand new season starting with the Andrew Brenner era. Season 17 through 21. Yep. Surprisingly, the Andrew Brenner era only lasts when less than until it did. And without a certain writer called Michael White. Yeah, the one who I watched one of his videos about his custom RWS flat running board Bachman Thomas. He used a Bachman Thomas for it, and he used whatever was left of his Bachman Percy and scratch builded the archery style Percy. I mean, I've heard about him before. But when I heard that he written some Thomas episodes in the Flubber era, I'm like, wow. I just sure maybe maybe he'll be the. I mean, some of the Thomas fans were questioning about certain things. Maybe we could maybe Michael White should be the new head writer for the future of Thomas and Friends series. And Mattel's like, hey, let's piss off the fans with a new Thomas reboot, not explain to them. And yeah, you already know what I referenced. If you want to check out the history of Cartoon Network, I guess, go check out that video, and I'll even put a link to that video in my community post what I'm talking about. If not, then I'll even tell you guys about certain things. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know the old saying goes, animation takes time. Yeah, I mean, I've heard about and yeah, I'm not going to explain about what happened. A whole example of me talking about certain. Okay, that's another. Okay, I'm just gonna say this once. How does everyone know I was not joking around? This is how I come up with my own my own fan-made Thomas series. After I found out that my old series was not really not was probably just due to it being canceled due to extreme fire law and also due to monetization issues. I know I might. I know this might come as hmm, okay. And this is how I made my new series. Okay, so I know my old series was kind of due to a bit of an update about what's been going on. But when what should I call my new series? Hmm. How about Tommy Thomas the Tank Engine Friends Railway Series Adventures? I like that, but let's short the Railway Series to RWS, like an acronym or something. And also short, and also for but
Okay, I'm back. I'm just finishing up the finale, the ending.
what finale?
Sorry, I meant ending to the stream. It's almost done. It's just being rendered.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. If I'm going to make like some edits, I use a program called Amphibious Paint. Of how I did that, I took a still image of an existing one, and yeah, I mean, I did try and make like a like my own like make like coming up with a drawing at a season the season one design of Fiery that is looking embarrassed and just putting his hands in a position that is like, yeah, we already know where that's heading. I had made like the I did some my own art style of Thomas and James's faces. Thomas's face was matched this season one design. As for James, it was based on the season one design. I recently gave both of them the colored irises. I have made like other images like I even tried making like animation tests of the Mattel logo saying, "So beautiful." And yeah, most of them's probably gonna be the. I have made like other edits and especially made some. I even tried making my own type of slideshow series called Gabe the Tank Engine Friends, which is based on Kuno the Tank Engine Friends from Eli J. Brony. And seriously though, I wanted something different. Maybe it's time. I mean, since maybe it's time to redo some of the My Little Pony characters and Thomas and Friends design, but only this time, I'm not going to add the faces from the actual show. I mean, if I did that, then everyone's probably going to say, "Hey, what's this? Shed 17 or something?" Yeah, we already know where I got that reference from. And we already know that since I've been making custom faces, I guess I could even make a PNG image of Fiery from BFDI called Battle for Dream Island. Mostly him being the one of the BFDI characters winning in the first season. Maybe it's time I should. I can easily I mean, I did notice that Fiery was a fast runner, and I know that it's gonna take a long time. So, allow me to demonstrate. Take an image of Fiery from BFDI, Reese. Okay, let's try it again. And let's okay, let's wait, what? Okay. Oh my. Why does Fiery Junior look so cute? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. On Fire Juniors. Yeah. Oh, hey CB.
Hey guys,
There we go.
I'm just watching Thomas 102 Henry 3 right now.
Hmm. Actually, I actually kind of realized he sounds a little like you.
Wait, what? Wait, what? He sounds a little like me.
Um,
I don't know. The Cockney accent is just a little It's just very present in my opinion.
wait. So Fiery's poison is water, and if his opposite side is
Oh my freaking god! It's fucking torture! Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind rhyming if it's done occasionally. It's worked really well in the past, like the first lines of Sad Story of Henry, whenever the trucks tease engines. But if you use it constantly, you will drive someone to commit suicide. Even as a little kid, I would have blowtorched the DVD. I actually counted how many times it rhymed. And you know how many
I'm guessing
times
you've
it
seen
does?
the intro too, CB. I'm guessing you've seen my new intro too.
Wait, what? Wait, what, Corey?
I'm guessing you saw my new intro too.
I didn't see it.
It's basically just the 2013 Lionsgate, but replaced with my YouTube
it
title.
would take months of walking.
Actually,
Yeah,
hold
but
on. Hold on. I'll show it. Give me a
Wait.
sec.
Wine?
I was going to rewind it, but okay.
I'll do it.
Holy shit,
And
that's
as-
actually pretty good.
And as soon as I actually learn how to make my own crap, I will not use that again. I want my intro to be unique, honestly. Even though Lionsgate is goated, though.
Yeah, cause I do remember seeing that logo whenever I'm about to watch a Thomas movie.
Well, only Kina the Railway and Tail the Brave. Oh no! Sorry. Just Kina the Railway, I think, had it because Lionsgate stopped producing Thomas DVDs in 2013, I think, and I think that intro still played. I think I remember seeing it on Hold on, I think Trouble on the Tracks had it. Hold on.
Trouble on the Tracks, but that's a PC game.
No, I meant the DVD.
Oh. Oh, I forgot the DVD of the show existed.
Yeah, it's an amazing one. Honestly, it's awesome. You should see it. It's awesome. Like we have some of the best.
I think I remember seeing that on Netflix. It
has some great episodes like Thomas the Quarry Engine, Not So Slow Coaches, Toad's Adventure, Disappearing Diesels. All those are bangers.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna lie. And early Andrew Brenner episodes from season 17 to 18, they were a masterpiece. All right,
they feel like especially like Not So Slow Coaches. It feels like an episode from season 3 or something.
Exactly. Say what you want about 19 and 20, but all right, at least 17 and 18 gives me like this nostalgic vibe again. It gives me a nostalgic vibe.
And then we have the GOAT, Old Reliable Edward, which is basically Edward the Very Useful Engine done right.
Exactly. Except I feel like that episode could have worked amazing in season 7.
Well, it should have been the original script, period. Edward the Very Useful Engine sucked because Edward only got 2 lines of dialogue.
Which that was really dumb.
And then there's Thomas and the Emergency Cable, another one of my favorites. I love the concept of actually having this, and it seems like it might actually be inspired by a
Polar
1993
Express.
annual. No, James's Traffic Jam by Chris Audrey.
The emergency cable scene, that scene where
it could be very well based on the Polar Express, but I doubt it.
I mean, it gave me a Polar Express vibe because of how the guy was when the guard came to the door. He was like, "Who in the place? Hold that emergency brake! Hey, Dad, you!" And it turns out to be that bird watcher. I need to rewatch season 17 and 18.
Those seasons are just a big step up from the pretty horrendous.
Oh, yeah,
they were horrendous.
Sharon Miller era from seasons 13 to 16.
Now,
I'd honestly say that the Sharon Miller era started with 12, but I don't know. People say that because she was a writer for season 12.
Well, season 12 doesn't really count because it's a model season.
Well, it's the only hybrid season of the show.
Yeah, and I feel like season 12 is like underrated or something. I feel like it's a little underrated to me. Because I didn't get to see that much of season 12 when I was younger. I do remember some episodes like Rosie's Fun Fair Special, Thomas in the Billboard, Steady Eddie, Heave Ho Thomas. And Gordon Takes a Shortcut. That's basically the episodes I remember when I was little. And I think I remember I think it was James Sorts It Out.
James works it.
And for the 400th episode, we got the mother freaking Thomas Way. We got the Thomas Way as the 400th episode.
Oh man, the Thomas Way was an amazing episode.
And it just I just think it might actually be what I do like to think that Duck and Thomas had a rivalry at some point in time. Like people said, like Duck wasn't even there for the ending after Thomas stopped talking about Grandpuff. He wasn't even there for Sleeping Beauty.
You know, I thought it was an amazing idea to bring back Duck.
And Stephen Kindman's Duck is perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Steve Kindman fixed Duck. Hell, I think my Duck voice is based on Steve Kindman. Hello, James. Hello, James. Who are you talking to?
Wait, Bad Cole?
Oh yeah, hold on, Corey. I'm curious. What is your favorite Thomas and Friends movie besides Lost Treasure and The Avenger Begins?
Blue Mountain Mystery.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, it's a decent movie. It's good. It's good. May have some shit. Well, except for that one scene.
Definitely one of the best things that. Oh, Andrew Brenner actually edited the script. I wonder how Sharon Miller was meant to tackle it before.
Oh God, I'm pretty sure it was gonna be it was gonna be the same as like Day of the Diesels, but except without the Diesels or rivalry or some shit.
I still think that Sharon Miller would have still had the narrow gauge engines in character,
or out of character.
Still though, I still like how it was pretty fun, but Freddy was dropped, Duncan was dropped, but Duncan I get. Douglas was in the middle of an overhaul, as well as Fearless Freddy's bassist Russell.
Yeah. But what do I think of the new character, Luke? He's an alright character. Not the best, but he's
honestly, he's one of my favorites. He's pretty. He kind of reminds me of me a little bit. He's kind of shy but eager to work. And
yeah, I mean, he did save Thomas from that.
And Peter Pan, his real life bassist Peter Pan. Oh my God, it's cute. And I love how the Scar Lily Railway engines were actually based on their Tally Lynn designs and not the props.
Oh, my dogs are barking again. Why are they always barking every time I'm in a street?
Although, surprisingly, The guy that signaled Reyes to stop is actually Old Bailey.
That is insane. If there's okay, so my two favorite Thomas and Friends movies, my top two favorite Thomas and Friends movies that have definitely got to be The Great Discovery and Hero of the Rails.
And King of the Railway, I think, is your fourth favorite.
Yeah, and The Avenger Begins is my hold on. Hero of the Rails is my first favorite. The Great Discovery is my second favorite. The Avenger Begins is my third favorite, and King of the Railway is my fourth favorite.
King of the Railway is also very good.
Really
good. It was a great start to the Brenner era.
Yeah, the Brenner era was a masterpiece. Well, I mainly focus on season 17 and 18 because I just love the lighting and the animation designs.
But you have to admit, like season 16 Nitrogen era, actually some shots look beautiful, like the intro to Blue Mountain Mystery when Thomas was on his branch line. That shot with the leaves, with the sky shining on the leaves, looked gorgeous.
You're not wrong.
But still, King of the Railway, great start, and it had like Railway series lore, like King Godred, Theo Godred, all that.
Yeah, we got some interesting lore.
And we got the Earl of Sodor, which hasn't been seen since 1970.
Damn, that long.
In the book, Duke and Sleeping Beauty.
Okay, hold on. Let me just show an image of season 17 to 18 Thomas, because this is my favorite version of Thomas. I'm not gonna lie, from the CGI.
His character is perfect. I just
love how the design looks now. It looks it's a big step up.
It's the same as the Hero of the Rails one, though.
Yeah, but a little more, with a little extra interesting details.
Like a little bit of dust on the buffer beam.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. I mean, and now look at season 19 to 20. It's not bad. It's just, it feels a little more colorful.
Season 21 also had pretty good lighting.
Yeah,
season 21 had good lighting.
But 21 still sucked anyway. It still sucked.
Yeah, the first half was good. The second half was just
shit. And not to mention, they got rid of Edward all because of this red fucker who was jealous.
Thank you, James. You doofus.
Yeah, James, you fucking dumbass. Wait, did I say the R word or no?
But hey, I think Rosie actually looked good in red. I'm not gonna lie. Rosie looks good in red.
For me, I highly disagree. Rosie does not. Okay, if you want to give her a number in the NWR, okay, but you don't have to change her color. What's wrong?
The reason why they did that is because
because she will look unrecognizable. She looks unrecognizable with the pink livery.
No, because Andrew Brenner was pretty mad that Hit just thought girls would be interested in pink engines.
Okay, that's kind of sexist of them. But I don't mind seeing Rosie pink. I mean, I thought she looked good pink.
She did look pretty good in pink. I do agree. She looked pretty good.
Okay, because I would keep Rosie pink. Just add the number in the NWR and then call it.
And the new voice actor Nicola, she did good for Rosie.
Oh yeah. Also, did you know that Emily's UK voice actress is also the voice of Nicole from Gumball?
Yeah, Teresa Gallagher. I know.
You know what's surprising? She voiced the two characters that were perfect in one season, but then end up ruined in later seasons. Like, think about it. Emily was perfect in season 7. They ruined her in season 8 onwards. Nicole was amazing in season 1 of Gumball. They ruined her in season 2 and 3.
But hey, at least Emily was somewhat in character later on, like in some of the episodes.
Yeah. I'm gonna need more water.
But I do agree, Emily should have been a little bit I don't know why they had to make her a Karen in season 8 through 12. It was dumb.
Yeah, that which causes the hatred of me, which causes my hatred on it because of how they completely ruined it. Her, she was perfect in season 7. All right, but when season 8 came out, garbage, just complete garbage. Speaking of season 8, let's talk about the special it got for season 9, Calling All Engines. Oh yeah, I fucking hate that movie with a burning passion.
Yeah, it is. It is very convoluted.
Okay, let me just
If
get
the learning segments were like bonus features, I could see it being slightly better.
And the sing-alongs were also a bonus feature. Like, hold on, see, this movie. What was the whole plot? All right, there's an airport coming, but it can't be finished unless steam engines and diesel engines work together.
That's
And like, what's the message? Teamwork. Not all people are bad as long as you work together. Boring.
yeah. This movie was a fucking snooze fest, and the Soda Airport didn't even appear since, even though it did get a mention in season 24 at the tail end, making it canon again since season 12.
Yeah, and also the sing-alongs and the learning segments that just ruins it. That's just what ruins the movie. And not to mention,
If they were bonus features on the DVD and VHS, I could see it actually being somewhat in the middle.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I feel like this movie's kind of racist. I'm to be honest, it's kind of racist.
Miss Yon Rescue is even more racist.
Well, we'll get there soon. So yeah, how would you rate this movie? I would give this a D minus. I give this movie a D minus.
What is the best part of the movie anyway?
The fact that we get to see Lady for the last time and Rescue season 4 model.
And the bridge destruction.
Yeah, the bridge.
Those were cool. Those were cool.
Okay, the destruction of the bridge just
the suspension bridge. It was actually pretty good.
The way how the suspension bridge had collapsed was very traumatizing to say the least.
But hey, it looked really cool too.
Yeah, I thought that was beautiful. All right, now on to my favorite model series. Okay. All right, I'm ready for my favorite model.
Discovery. Let's go.
What do I have to say? This movie is a big improvement from the last one. Well, okay.
From the last
okay,
two.
well the sing-alongs kind of ruined it, but the movie is still a masterpiece. I really
and they actually used their brain for once and actually put the learning segments as bonus features.
Exactly.
I guess
I'm not gonna lie. The Great Discovery is amazing. It's a big improvement from the last one.
If this was like the finale to the whole show, I think it'd be a good note to end.
Not put that in the movie and put them as bonus features.
I'm gonna be honest. Stanley wasn't I admire Stanley in the film. I don't care.
His
I don't care
design
what
is
people
all.
say.
I agree. Stanley, he should have been given a freaking spotlight episode in the show. He should have been given a spotlight episode.
Yeah, and there's people saying like, "Oh, he has no personality." There's people that see Stanley like, "We hate Stanley. He has no personality and he's a bland character." Think again, idiots. Stanley does have a character. He's like a helpful and cheerful engine that wants to help anybody. Like, Stanley's a really unique character, and he did got some episodes where he actually shows his personality, his helpful personality. Like take Thomas Puts the Brakes On. He was helpful.
Yeah, but Thomas didn't even accept his help.
Yeah, well, what do you expect? Thomas acts like a dumbass.
My guess is that
I really if there's one scene I love from The Great Discovery, it would have to be the Rolling River Bridge scene and Morgan's Mine. I thought those scenes were chef's kiss.
Yeah, the roller coaster is just the best part of the whole movie. It's a lot of fun.
But what about the crash scene at Great Waterton? I thought that was amazing when the tower fell.
It looked awesome. I agree.
Whenever I saw the tower falling when I was little, I would just shake my body whenever the camera started shaking. I was like, whoa. I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't know why people. I don't know why some
orange
people just hate
substance with the
I don't know why some people hate slow. I don't know. I don't know why some people hate the slow-mo shots of the hidden era for some reason. I don't know why.
They're just downright dumb.
I mean, what was the orange substance?
And also, here's the thing. Here's the best thing about Stanley. Unlike every new character, Stanley actually found a reason why Thomas was like upset. Instead of like saying this is your fault for doing all this shit, he actually understand why. He said Thomas isn't a bad engine. He's a sad engine. This shows us how much of a good character Stanley is.
I just hate how Great Waterton just never appeared again.
Great Waterton's like my favorite destination in the entire franchise.
The only time it appeared in CGI was in the intro to Hero of the Rails as art, but that's it.
If I ever do make a rewrite of the movie, I would definitely have some scenes with Great Waterton.
Like, would it be a mainline station or no?
No, it would still be on Sodor. And not to mention, I'm planning on making a fan-made sequel to Hero of the Rails, and that's where I want to explain some lore for Great Waterton. Like, it was explaining the Great Discovery, and people just ignore the lore of it.
Oh my god, look what I found. Hold on, I'm sending you a link.
Alright. But I just hate how people ignore the lore of Great Waterton. Like, dude, the Fact Controller just explained on where did Great Waterton come from, or how it started, and how it was
and how it was abandoned.
Exactly.
Here you go. Look at this. Look at this.
I hated how they ignored the lore of it.
What does this picture remind you of?
The Great Waterton Tower.
That is the design that it was based on. Like, bro, what did they actually use? I'm curious. For the destruction of the tower, I've always thought it was Cheeto dust for some reason.
I mean, you're not wrong. The dust kind of does look like Cheeto dust. Hey, Gabby.
Hey guys, what are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about Thomas movies.
It could also be like chili powder or something.
Okay, I just got back from making pasta.
But my best guess is that Great Waterton, it does exist in CGI because it has been shown multiple times. That has been mentioned in Tale of the Brave. So it does exist in CGI.
They're just too lazy to make the Great Waterton station.
Yeah,
but they made it for a game.
I mean, Great Waterton did appear in that one app game.
Magical Tracks, yes,
Exactly.
And actually,
exactly.
Yes.
And yeah, it did kind of. It seemed like it was more so based on its season. Probably fan made. Probably when Hero of the Rails. It's probably the Hero of the Rails Wii designs, but a little less detailed.
One question: what was the Great Waterton station based off?
That's something we don't know yet. But nonetheless, how would I rate the Great Discovery? I would rate this an A+. I would rate this an A.
I'd rate it as an S.
Because if I'm gonna be honest, this movie reminds me of Toy Story. Like, think about it.
Yeah, Thomas is Woody, Stanley is Buzz.
That it just fits perfectly.
You got a friend in me.
Anyway, next movie, Hero of the Rails.
All right, next movie, and this one is my next. All right, next movie, and this is my next movie, my favorite childhood film, Hero of the Rails.
I did see Hero of the Rails as a kid, but I kind of prefer Blue Mountain Mysteries better.
The season 12 version.
Yes, I want to use the season 12 logo because
I mean, if they did it in models, I mean, they would have the money to, but they didn't because they're.
I would be crying in tears of nostalgia from looking at it in models.
Yeah,
I guess that there is like very few footage that was actually recorded for it.
I feel like they were originally gonna use Murdoch and Sarhando to make Victor and fucking Hero.
I would just try to make a Gauge 1 D51 for Hero. The D51 for Hero is perfect, even though it makes no sense timeline-wise because they were built in the 30s, and Sodor started in 1915.
Yeah, that's the only problem I have with the movie. The little lacks of continuity errors.
So I think Hero should have honestly been built off of a JNR 9600, like the Unlucky Tug said.
I think Hero was like a prototype base or something.
I imagine if Hero appeared in the early days before Thomas came.
I thought it would be interesting.
But I think I think the reason why he said he was the only engine
I
on
mean,
Soldier is
you
because
got
he was
Markland,
working on a
I mean,
branch line or
You
something.
got fucking Markland from German and Hero for Japan, so I mean I would make
But yeah,
Hero
let's get to the story and the plot. So, what do I think of the story? It's a wonderful masterpiece. Like, instead of having a Diesel as an antagonist, we have a Steamy as an antagonist. I thought that was a really
and it is a character that has already been introduced before, and it's Spencer.
I feel like Spencer was an amazing antagonist character in the film. I thought he was amazing.
I'm curious, which voice of Spencer do you prefer? Matt Wilkinson or Glenn?
I prefer his UK voice because it sounds more suitable.
But you have to admit, Glenn sounded a little more snooty.
Yeah, he sounded a little more snooty. And in fact, speaking of voices, the only voices I like from the US dub of the film, well, aka the overrated dub, I would say Victor's voice and the Fat Controller's voice, because that's basically it. That's the only voices I like. Henry sounds like a wimp. Emily does not sound Scottish. Thomas and Percy sound like fucking kids. And Toby sounds like a pussy. Edward sounds like the fuck.
Keith Wickham as Edward was perfect. He sounds old and wise.
William Hobbs, no offense, but you were the worst Edward voice ever. You were worse than Michael Brandon.
Even though William did improve later on, I think.
It's still not the voice for Edward. Keith Wickham.
I know.
Slow down, Speedy.
And okay, I actually kind of agree with Aaron. Carrie Shell's Gordon was honestly pretty good. It was pretty demanding. It was pretty demanding.
I love that Gordon. I love that Gordon voice. It's very
the Gordon's voice in the US dub sounded a lot perfect. It's perfect.
Although both Carrie Shell and Keith Wickham did good as Gordon. Let's just say that.
True.
Is it me or is Gordon's US voice the only good voice for Gordon?
Well, only in the US.
What about Spencer's voice?
We already discussed Spencer's voice, and I say that his UK voice is better.
But his US one is good too.
It's a bit stubborn. It's stubborn.
But the only thing that the UK did wrong was Victor's voice. Why the hell did Matt Wilkinson make him Italian?
I mean, Victor's voice, I'm going to be honest, it's a little decent, but not the best.
I prefer the US version instead.
The US version makes more sense. Just say that, because he was built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works.
Exactly. Yeah,
so,
in Pennsylvania.
I would say Victor's US voice fits perfectly. Wait, what about Kevin?
I prefer his US version too.
I mean, it does kind of suit him. If only that Kevin only had that voice. Oh, David is actually a Cuban actor, so it's perfect.
Oh, that fixes that makes it better. So I guess okay. So, and also not to mention, let's not forget the amazing game that the movie got.
Yeah. Wait, guys? What do you think of Hero's voice?
Tokugawa is S fucking tier, no question. S tier.
Tokugawa, you deserve all the respect you deserve.
Did you know that he was Did you know that he also voiced Professor Shimo from Robot Boy?
Let me guess. Is that the one where he said you're a major dickhole?
No, but still, Tokugawa's Hero is just it's just his normal voice.
Exactly, but more amazing. Also, hold on. Remember that video from the Unlucky Tug where he said, "All we hear is Hero saying dickhole. You're a major dickhole."
I have a question about that.
Ask.
How the fuck did Thomas get all the way to the Steamworks if his brakes are fucked up? Wow.
I guess he was trying to get there without.
I'm guessing he just went at a snail's pace or something.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Wait. I want to get to the scene where he said. Okay, we're at the scene. Hold on. Wait, let me just show this.
One episode of Archer. You did not want to know my thoughts. I do, Cal. I much very do. You're a major dickhole. All I hear is Hero saying dickhole, and I can't unhear it. And he
No
spilled
More
your
Mr.
milk
Nice
this
is
morning,
another
Hero.
good. It's a pretty good episode.
Dickhole.
Honestly,
Oh my god!
yeah, No More Mr. Nice Ending is another great episode from season 17.
That was funny. Okay, that was funny when we hear Hero saying dickhole. I just spilled your milk this morning, Hero. Dickhole. That was funny as hell.
But yeah, but I just think it is really nice that they decided on giving him Tokugawa just get his normal voice for Hero.
And also, let's not to mention, I love Thomas and Hero's friendship. I just love it.
Especially when it grew into basically just a best friend forever in like helping Hero.
It would have been, it would have been amazing if we had the trio of Thomas, Stanley, and Hero. That would be an amazing.
Wasn't Stanley going to be in this movie, but they didn't?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Stanley, I was very furious and pissed off that they did not include Stanley in this film. Like, he would have been an amazing protagonist. That would have made him like have more character. We would have.
I mean, who would even voice him? Would it just be his Day of the Diesel's voice or something? I don't know.
No. At capital no.
I don't know.
His Day of the Diesel voice, no, does not suit him. I wish Pierce Brosnan could voice him, but he left due to switch to CGI and family issues, right?
I mean, hold on. Where was Stanley's class built? Hold on. Give me a sec.
Oh, good.
That's why I'm planning on it. That's why I hope when someone makes a rewrite of it, let's hope they get Stanley like.
Oh yeah.
Role.
Speaking of that rewrite, I was originally gonna do that Hero of the Rails rewrite, but I had to cancel it.
Yeah, thanks to your selfish, thanks to your dumbassness.
Okay, you know what? Why are you mean to me?
Okay, actually, did you guys know that Stanley is actually Scottish?
Scottish.
Stanley's Scottish? That's even better.
Yeah, his basis is from Scotland.
Someone speak Stanley in Scottish. Someone say Stanley in Scottish.
All right. Bad luck, Thomas. I'm trying to do a Scottish accent while voicing Stanley. Hello, I'm Stanley. I can't do it.
Hello, Thomas lad. How are you doing?
Hello,
Thomas lad. How are you doing?
Yo, I did not know Stanley was Scottish. That makes it even better.
Well, Donald Douglas got a partner.
I feel like Stanley's like so underrated. I feel like Stanley's underrated.
Yeah, he's the only character who, at least he's not one of those.
Who deserves better?
Stanley. At least he's not one of those hit era
Stanley
characters.
Deserves better.
Toys. At least he's not one of those hit era characters just for toys.
Yeah, hell, they give Stanley some attention. I would have loved to see. We're gonna get the Bachman Stanley very soon.
Yeah. Oh wait, did you see the Duke? Did you see the Duke?
Okay, now since we're done with Hero of the.
And did you also see the new?
Yes, I saw the Duke. Yes, I saw the Duke. Duke looks super goated. Thank
God,
we got the best.
Duke is back.
The best narrow gauge engine's coming back.
There are two new Bachman Thomas.
Why did
the best narrow gauge engine back?
Which is pretty.
Yeah, Sort of Productions actually likes this. Jesus.
Yeah. So I guess that's one good. I guess that's a rare W for him. All right. Now that we're done with Hero of the Rails.
Blue Mountain. Damn it! I wish it was Blue Mountain Mysteries! Ah!
Where do I begin with this? Where do I begin with this trash? Where do I begin with this movie?
Oh, here we go.
I don't know where to begin with this movie. This movie is the capital of dog shit.
The music is a banger.
No. The rhyming, they did the rhyming over 51 times. It is so annoying. Even the song sounds terrible. It
The
sounds,
one thing I don't like from this is Thomas being racist.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Corey, can you just explain it?
All right, I'll just say the plot. Thomas basically had to get some Joey logs because Diesel wanted to pull them, and Thomas was being a jerk and didn't want Diesel to do it for some reason.
He's acting
And
racist.
then he lost the logs,
He's just
and then
racist.
the Fat Controller sent him to the mainland by a ship,
Instead of a
and
bridge.
with a dinky little raft at the back, which would very not handle Thomas's weight.
Exactly.
And so it snapped. And
What
so
is
it
up with
snapped. And ended
what
up
is
in
up-
Misty Island Rescue at the south of Sodor.
In fact, Paul, speaking of that, why did he just
There you
make
go.
Thomas go on a raft? It's called a bridge. It's called the Vickerstown Bridge. What
I mean,
They
happened?
I'm guessing the main reason why they didn't do it is because they didn't model it yet.
Well, I guess I blame Hit Entertainment for being lazy.
I think
But anyway, then Thomas ends up on an abandoned logging railway and meets 3 engines.
Not to mention
I'm
Misty
back!
Island.
I guess I'm fine now.
Not to mention Misty Island's just a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke.
I
not even a real-
guess I
I mean,
guess.
you have to admit, the trio's design is honestly pretty cool.
Yeah, I would give. Yeah, that's the only good thing. But the
Because and
the
besides,
American voices.
And
They're UK voices. I can understand that.
That's right.
they're American, they're not British.
That's right.
Yeah, Duffy, shut up. Let me explain. Okay,
Sorry.
your UK voices. Okay, I can understand. Okay, it sounds a bit better, but they're US voices.
They're American.
Oh
So why do
my
you
fucking
expect?
god! I understand they're American, but they just sound fucking bland.
I mean, Fernand, that one line from Fernand is peak.
Anyway, so
All
basically,
Ferdinand
Thomas
says
had to.
is that's right every single time.
That's right. But the music is a banger, coach. So shut the fuck up. The music is a banger.
No, it's not. The music is fucking atrocious. The music is atrocious.
Excuse me, what?
The music
I
is a
don't care
banger,
if you
coach.
say, but it's a masterpiece. It's atrocious. It sounds like hillbilly music.
What about the one where Thomas had to chase Diesel? That one was pretty. That one went hard.
Exactly.
Okay, the chase scene was all right. I can understand that. It was all right. But also, here's something I
But
want
this
to
is
know.
like the only Thomas
Remember
movie to use country music.
Yeah, but it failed miserably. Not to mention, how the fuck does Whiff know about the tunnel? Despite the fact that he's been on Solar for like what, since season 11? How the hell does he know about that? It would have made more sense if that
I
was
guess
like
because maybe like I think Salty should have taken Whiff's place,
Yeah, that would have made more sense. It would have been made more sense. if
and then
Salty
have Diesel go rescue Thomas.
Yeah, to like return the favor. But no, they were like, hey, let's use Whiff since he knows a lot about it, even though we only introduced him in season 11. This shows how much idiotic Hit Entertainment was in 2010. Were these dudes smoking crack or something?
Also, you have to respect the intro sequence. It looked pretty darn cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, the intro looked promising, but failed miserably.
The music was a bop.
Yeah, but Misty Island Rescue, here we
That
go.
song was terrible. It's
It's the only country song in the show.
Yeah, but whenever I heard it, I almost ended up in the hospital. I could have been hooked up.
Yeah, I'm
to
about to
life
make your
support.
ears bleed in 5 seconds to play that shit right now.
I could if I had to hear another second of that song, I would end up in the hospital.
I better make your ears bleed from this right now. I'm gonna play it right now.
But
what?
if Bash Dash and Ferdinand were in the Brenner era, I think he'd make them a lot more tolerable.
Yeah, but they're better off as bad characters in bad eras. So how do I give this movie? Easy, an F-. This movie deserves an F-.
Please
No,
be.
Well, I think Bubba's a little worse because at
At
the very least,
Stole now the DVD.
they were all still engines. And
we're not,
Bubba did
we're not there
engines
yet.
were still engines.
That's my
Hold on, we're not there yet. All right. Now that we're done with this, now we're done with this atrocity of a film. Next movie.
We're moving on to one that's not really much better.
Day of the
All right.
Diesel.
Now on to another movie that's slightly a little worse than and a little more
So
racist.
is it the one I was? Don't tell me.
Missy Ellen Rescue.
Exactly.
Is it the one I was born in?
Get this movie out. Get this
Alright.
movie away from me.
If someone makes fun of me because I had that movie, I was born.
Wait, hold on.
Also, you guys have to realize that Miss Young Rescue was the first Blu-ray release, so that's kind of cool.
True. If some,
All right. Next movie. Day of the
oh
Diesel.
god, why Day of the Diesels? That was when I was born.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is another crap film.
Wait, can I explain
I feel
one?
Do you know how I feel so sorry for the people that were born in 2011 and they got this trash? I feel so sorry for them.
You're looking at me right now, Stevie. You're looking at me right now.
Okay, guys, slow down,
Exactly,
slow down.
Yeah, Doc.
Okay,
Yeah, Doc,
let's talk about at least some positives. I mean, the visuals were a bit better, and
Hey,
at least the lead role was Percy.
Hold on, hear me out. Hear me out about one scene
Yeah,
I
but
like.
the only good thing I like from Day of the Diesel is Diesel 10 returning. That's
Wait, hear me
basically
out.
it.
Here's one scene I actually like from Day of the Diesels. The engine's like fucking chasing. I don't know. Like the
The chasing was actually pretty good.
I mean, like all the engines like
The
reunite.
original name of the movie was so much better. Charge of the Steam Brigade sounded pretty badass.
Wait, hold on. Charge of the Steamworks?
Steam
Yes.
Brigade.
Charge of
Speaking
the
of Diesel
Brigade?
tank,
That would have been a better movie name.
but it has a moving claw.
What the fuck does that mean?
Hold on.
But honestly, I'm sorry, but Matt Wilkinson's Diesel 10 is a little overrated. Rupert Dagas should have been his voice actor.
True. Hold on. What about the Day of the Diesel's leaked footage? Hold on, I just want to show this.
Oh yeah, I remember. That one kind of scared the absolute daylights out of me as a kid.
I thought it looked cool.
Only this is what something that we got, although we would obviously know that they wouldn't actually kill Thomas. They wouldn't actually kill him.
2020, but I might as well.
I thought seeing Diesel 10 again was. I thought that was. Oh my god, that was amazing.
Yeah, and they didn't even mention what happened at the end of Miss Yan Rescue. Like, bro, left us on a pretty awful.
I was a little frightened whenever Diesel 10 started laughing at the end of Misty Island Rescue. I was a little frightened.
They killed Rupert Dagas for some reason because they at least knew it was good.
No cap. I was a little frightened when I saw the Diesel 10 scene.
I'm planning to put a remastered version of.
But still, Rupert Dagas should have been Diesel 10's actor. Matt Wilkinson, I mean, he's okay, but he just sounds not like Diesel 10.
You would see.
Here, I'm playing that. This right here.
Hold on.
You'll be laughing on the other side of your boilers soon.
Oh my.
Okay,
Nah, when he started laughing, I got a little fright.
But did you guys know that? Honestly, did you guys know that his basis is actually built in Swindon? So he's basically like part of the GWR before GWR got canned.
Yeah. All right. Are we still talking?
The Class 42 was actually built in Swindon. So imagine if he had like a freaking West Country accent. Even though it would be accurate to his class, it just not fit.
I mean, has anyone ever would say that I?
After the next movie, I'm gonna play it. I have to play.
I guess you might say that.
Alright. So what do I think of the new characters? Well, let's see. Flynn. He was good in the movie, but later in episodes he became a pussy.
What about Belle?
Belle is amazing. I love Belle. She's
although
good
the number still confuses me to this day. I'm guessing her concept art did depict her as a GWR engine.
I don't want to imagine people. I can't imagine some people comparing Bell's class to Arthur, and I'm gonna be like, what?
I
Because
always
they're both
thought
standard-
Bell looked like
they are
Arthur.
they are both standard designs. They look similar, okay?
I mean, I always thought Bell looked like Arthur for a minute. Who doesn't love Arthur?
All right, now for the new Diesels. Let's see, Den and Dart, decent characters. To be honest,
Paxton is good.
Paxton's weird. He's weird.
He's Paxton's just the opposite of Diesel.
Sydney-
Why do you not like him?
Wait, hear me out. Isn't Paxton and
I
Cindy
don't.
basically?
I mean, he's
Spider and
all right,
Dodge?
but he's all right, but he's a little weird. He said something about sausages and.
Hear me out. Wait, isn't Paxton and Cindy basically Splatter and Dodge?
No.
I always imagine. But I wish they appeared in this movie.
I'm guessing he has
yeah.
like some sort of dementia.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
yeah.
they
Not
want
to mention, I feel like Splatter. That would have been amazing to see Splatter and Dodge again.
Yeah,
And Dennis, but I don't know how on earth Dennis would even be in the movie. Would he just be a lazy asshole again?
I mean, it'll be nice to see that. Pretty much. I mean, I don't mind seeing Dennis returning. I mean, I think that Dennis would have been amazing in the.
I don't even know how on earth he would even be able to. How would he? He exists.
Norman's forget.
I'm gonna rematch.
Norman's better off as a forgotten.
How am I gonna do that?
But hey, at least, at the very least, in the Bubba era, they actually gave him a character.
Norman has no personality. I'm sorry, but he has no personality.
All right, are we done talking about this movie? Hello?
Hold on.
Yes. Move on to my favorite, please.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what? So how will we get? So how would I get? How would I give this movie? I would say a D.
All right.
D minus. D minus.
Let's play, please.
Yeah, D minus. It's not good. It's not good, but it had some good. It has some good qualities in it. All right. Now for the movie that you two worship.
Shut the fuck. All right, I gotta play it. I'm sorry. I have to play it.
It takes.
I have to play it.
Hold on,
Play
before you
what?
play it.
I have to play it.
Hey, shit. All right, now for the next movie you two worship. Blue Mountain Mystery.
No
this
copyright.
Is the conclusion for this.
Fuck. Damn it! I was gonna play it, but
I was about to say that.
Damn
Okay,
it.
so Blue Mountain Mystery. I actually do remember this movie when I was younger.
This is
I'm not
one of
gonna
my
lie.
favorites.
I really,
During
Everyone-
this time, there was a Trackmaster pack that had Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle.
All right. This movie's peak.
And
Oh, yeah.
it was the first.
We got the
time-
returning
I'm
of the
not gonna lie.
narrative.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's the one thing I love from this movie: the returning of the narrow gauge engines. But still,
And
no
then
Freddy,
being
no
back
Duke,
to the
no Marty
classic
Crack.
series persona instead of the crappy hit era personas of them.
What was wrong with Freddy and
I
Marty Crack?
that's her handle for some reason. I don't know why Sir Handle didn't become like grumpy and arrogant again.
Finally speaking again for so long.
I'm upset that they didn't bring back Mighty Crack.
Mighty Crack.
My guess the reason why Mighty Mac probably never returned is because it'd probably be way too hard to animate two separate cylinders on two different directions. At least in CGI, it would have been pretty hard.
I mean, after all, Annie and Clarabelle did come back. And
They shouldn't bring back Duke. That is
Oh yeah,
one
they
thing.
did. Oh yeah, they finally made Annie and Clarabelle talk for once, and they actually gave them voices, and their
And
voices
it's the
actually
same.
sound pretty
And
good.
it's just Teresa Gallagher for
Wait,
the
guys,
voice.
what do you think of Winston, the rail car? I guess I don't know.
Winston's adorable.
Interesting.
He's
love
good. He's good.
I love
He's
Winston.
an interesting character.
He's a perfect
Hold on,
person.
when I was younger, I always,
But now I have the wooden railway model.
if I'm gonna be honest, guys, I always want to imagine the Fat Controller. I always want to imagine hearing this when I was younger. It's okay, sir. Early days. No, fuck the early days. That would be funny. I would have been laughing
No.
my ass off.
Winston is honestly a pretty darn good. He's a good character.
Can I tell one thing about the one thing I like? I like they just mentioned about the classic era memories.
Yeah, A Scar for Percy, The Sad Story of Henry, and Down the Mine.
Except for Henry.
But-
Henry's.
I mean, at least it's better
Okay,
than the Adventure
the only
Begins.
problems I have from the flashbacks.
Afraid of the Rain.
I mean, the one thing they do.
The only problem I have from the flashbacks, Percy's not supposed to have a lamp in the flashback because this episode took place in season 3, and he did not have a lamp in season 3. Henry is supposed to be in his old shape, which that really bugged me a lot.
I'm guessing they probably would have just done a recolored Gordon with Henry's face or something.
I mean, that would just call it a day.
That would have easily made sense, right?
And then, but at least the Down the Mine one was pretty good. We got to see the lead mines again, and they even got to return in season 23.
But here's the thing. I don't remember Thomas trying to back out. I don't remember that.
He didn't. I think that was just to add just some animation. But I think it actually would be a little more realistic for him to try to just back out of there.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of cool though. They mentioned some classics.
Yeah, but still, I don't remember Thomas.
I honestly think that they should have done some for the others, like Edward doing the mail run from season 10, even though that was bad. Gordon losing his dome, I guess, and James brand new hat.
Hold on. Do not, and I mean ever, do not mention season 10. Season 10 is fucking garbage.
No. But anyway,
season 10.
Calm down.
Burning passion.
What do you think that? I think James would have at least chimed in for one of them, like wishing Sir Topham Hatt in Steam with Edward and James and the Express.
Tar.
I don't. They mentioned that in Troublesome Truck and Cluckersome Truck.
I
forgot which episode was it. Was it James and the Coaches or was it something else?
James and the Coaches.
Yeah.
James
okay,
and the
thank you. But they should have done that for James. I think James should have mentioned that.
Wait, what about Emily?
She barely has some.
Oh yeah, that's
like
right.
Worst thing she ever did.
I mean, the one time she would cover in cocaine.
It was
Or
flour.
in the mud.
Shut up! It's cocaine. I'm calling it cocaine.
Or
Gordon, I think, like I said, losing his dome.
Oh, that would be perfect. Wait, didn't Viaduct appear in the CGI series?
Yeah, but only in the nitrogen era it did.
How did they not appear in the Brenner era? That's just stupid if they made it.
The suspension bridge replaced it.
That bridge collapses so many times. I don't know why.
The viaduct didn't collapse at all, actually, even though the one in Magic Railroad did too.
Yeah, but that doesn't count in CGI.
Bro,
all right, so let's see if there's any problems that we have in the movie. Well, the only problem I have in the movie is when the narrow gauge engine like immediately jumped to conclusions instead of just listening to Thomas. I hated that.
Starloid
Thomas.
Starloid did have a right to snap. He told him specifically not to tell anyone.
Yeah, but Thomas should have just interrupted Starloid and just told him that Victor's a narrow gauge engine. How stupid were they?
I mean, we got the...
And hell, even Luke betrayed Thomas, which I find that very dumb, and a side of betrayal of him, which made me very pissed off. It pissed me off as a kid.
Damn.
But that's like the only gripe, really. Otherwise, this movie, at least, I think it deserves A+. I think it's my favorite, though.
Same here.
Honest, it would have been funny if Thomas like immediately just snaps up like saying, "You know what? Fuck you." And then all the narrow gauge engines gasped. You know what? Fuck you. And then Thomas just snaps out at
what did you They should have bring back two.
And then it would have been funny if Thomas just starts swearing out at everybody, like saying angry shit, like that one scene from Family Guy when Brian was snapping out.
But
the one thing they should bring back.
Kids movie.
The one thing they shouldn't bring back in the Blue Mountain Mysteries is Duke.
in the words of George, Corey, in the words of George Carlin, fuck the children, fuck kids. They get too much attention.
They shouldn't bring back Duke.
They should have brought back Duke at least in King of the Railway.
I did find this aftermath right here. I did find this aftermath of the other narrow gauge engine scolding the others.
Wait, actually, fun fact about King of the Railway. Can I say?
Go ahead.
Colin was actually going to be in King of the Railway.
Yeah, he was, but I don't.
Colin from season 12? You know Colin from season 12?
Yes, who doesn't remember him?
Random people who do not. Even you. I'm kidding.
But before we get to King of the Railway yet, we need to finish wrapping up on Blue Mountain Mystery. I feel like there should be a scene where some of the narrow gauge engines just told off the other narrow gauge engines like Duncan, Freddy, Duke, and Mighty Crack. If they told off the other engines, that would have been interesting.
Well, Duncan's basis was in the middle of an overhaul, so what were they gonna do?
Duncan's CGI model sucks, bro.
True, it does.
They should have at least used the large scale model.
No, they shouldn't use his fucking base. His actual base. Douglas.
Like I said, he was in the middle of an overhaul. He returned in 2015, while Duncan was returning the series in 2014.
You shouldn't use his base from Douglas instead. That would be perfect for him. Or some shit.
But yeah, like I said, can we agree that this would have made sense if the other narrow gauge engines told the others off?
No, I think they'd kill off Diesel instead, honestly.
I mean, it would have been perfect if, in fact, I would imagine the deleted scene of Thomas buffering behind Diesel and pushing him off that bridge from Misty Island, and then Diesel just says, "Help! Help!"
Oh no! Oh!
Thomas!
Well, he wouldn't die though. He would not die, obviously.
Did you see how deep the water?
What are you doing?
See how deep the water is? You see how deep the water is in that scene?
I meant he'd fall on a barge like Diesel 10 did. This is his movie material.
Well, we all know. Well, like what I said, like I said to quote George Carlin again. Fuck the children. Okay, so now that we're done with wait, how do I rate this movie? B+. It's good. Not the best,
I
but
think
it's still
it's at
good.
least A.
All right, now for the best. Now for the most interesting film, King of the Railway. So I can find a good quality image.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I love this movie. No cap. I love.
Yeah,
King of the Railway.
it's very, very fun. We got a lot of Railway series stuff, like Ulstead Castle, which we actually never seen in the Railway series, but it has been mentioned.
Even though Ulstead Castle is supposed to be. Wait, was it mentioned? Was it seen in the model series or no?
No.
Okay then. Then I guess that's Ulstead Castle. What do I think of Ulstead Castle? It's amazing. A beautiful masterpiece. I definitely feel like rewatching the movie right now.
I actually plan on us all watching the Take and Play remake, although I don't think there's a UK version. I'll try to check.
Wait, Cetos, can we watch King of the Railway?
Yes, we can.
Anyway, we got some banger characters.
Steven. I love Steven in the movie.
Steven Universe.
No.
No.
For a fun fact,
How do you hate my joke?
I literally cracked up when Steven the Rocket said, "I didn't see any dinosaurs either."
What do you guys think of Connor and Caitlin, though?
Take that, Barney!
They're really interesting characters, I'm going to be honest.
Although their voices bug the hell out of me, they are American, yet they have Irish accents. How does that make sense?
I don't know. I mean, it's Irish.
It would make sense for.
But Luke was built in Ireland.
Yeah, I know. It makes sense.
Okay,
for
so
Luke.
the music, my favorite song, I will play it.
Working together, yeah.
No,
No.
my favorite song from this movie is "Searching Everywhere."
What about the ending?
Down, left, right, look over there.
Hey, guys! What about "It's Gonna Be a Good Day"? I thought
Yes,
that one was fun.
it's a fucking banger though.
Yeah, it's good. But nothing can be. But
The
nothing can be
wonders
searching
never
everywhere.
end.
What happens when
Nothing can be searching everywhere.
But we got Steven, aka a very real engine, which is just Stevenson's rocket.
Oh yeah.
Meet
Yeah.
my friend Steven. Surprise!
And
I like
and Bob Golding Steven is perfect.
I'm not gonna lie. Steven's introduction was kind of funny when.
And he had a proper accent based. He was given a North English accent.
And we also just found out that Bob Golding was going to voice Freddy.
Yeah, I wonder how he would have tackled him. I think also
guys, if I'm gonna be honest, Steven had the funniest introduction when the Earl said, "Meet my friend Steven." Surprise!
Surprise!
I remember as a kid, I've been so fascinated knowing that Steven was the first ever steam locomotive ever built.
Hold on. Guys.
What?
Did you guys know that Steven was actually my grandfather's favorite character?
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Oh,
And Steven was the first ever steam locomotive ever built by George
Wait, what do
Stephenson.
you think of Jack? I
Not-
mean, Jack had to come back.
The packet
I
train,
was
thought it
so
was
happy to-
amazing.
Wait, that's Jack, the front loader. I remember him.
Why is
I
he
was so
square?
I was so happy to see the pack returning.
Well,
But
one
you know,
question.
on my
Why is he square?
Did he get face surgery or
I guess
something?
it was because they didn't like how the round face looked in CGI. So like, you know what? Since it didn't look that good in season 12, let's just fix it.
Also because his real life basis actually did have a square front and not a round one.
Round face since season 6. I missed the pack. I missed the pack so much.
That's for Jack to have like a square.
All right, so is there? Do we?
Oh yeah, you guys saw the news, right? You guys saw it.
Oh yeah, I did see it.
We're finally getting Duke and Ed scales.
I know. Even though I only have like one end skill set, I am really hyped.
I cried so much because I thought we never get Duke.
And I thought we'd never gotten more faces for Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas is gonna have his cross face and his out of puff face from season 1.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. Now.
Yes.
We saw the Sleeping Beauty.
Everyone,
now-
and Mark Morahan was a great narrator. He
Oh
sounds
no, Mark was great. As a kid, I thought it was Michael Though, because he sounds like Michael Angelis.
No, same too, dude. I'm with
I
you
remember
on that.
as a kid. I think it was one of the episodes, season 17. I think it was Henry's Hero. That was the first season 17 episode I saw. So when that one aired, I was like, wait, Michael Angelis sounds different.
Yeah, that's what I said myself.
Because as a kid, I only saw 5 episodes with Angelis as a kid.
He does slightly sound like Pierce Brosnan, though, a little. Even though they're not. Even though
I really wish Brosnan got to narrate Hero of the Rails. Can you imagine what his Spencer voice would have been like?
Amazing.
I'm guessing it would have been like Yorkshire accent or something.
I mean, Pierce can do accents. We saw him do accents in Great Discovery.
Okay, now, is there any problems in the film?
With King of the Railway, I would describe it as the foundation for the Brennan era, because this is where it all started. Thanks to this movie, every movie afterwards got better and better and better.
Until Bubba fucked everything up.
Hold on, we're not there yet. So, if there's any problems in King of the Railway, no.
Only a few, but they're not so big problems.
Yeah. So
I will say this though. I don't know why, but the animation. I don't know why they animated the faces for all the engines are gray for some reason. They look so old. I don't know. That's like my one problem with the animation for season 17. Like the faces all look so gray. They all look so old.
I thought it looked better. So
No, it is better. It is better, but they just look too old with the amount of gray on the faces.
Okay, now how would I rate this movie? Easy, an A+. No exceptions.
I'm gonna give it a B minus. It was still pretty enjoyable. I did enjoy this when this came out.
Yes, exactly. It's very peak movie.
Thanks to this movie onwards, Thomas officially came back thanks to this movie.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to say this, but I have not seen Tale of the Brave as a kid, so I'm afraid we're skipping this one.
All right, then.
I only saw it once when in 2014 because it aired on PBS and it only aired one time, so that was like the only time I saw it as a kid.
Hold on a sec. Hold on, I'm checking something.
All right.
Did Tale of the Brave actually have Lionsgate distributed before they stopped doing it?
I think they did because 2014 I think was the last time Lionsgate what's the name? Yeah, I think that was the last time Lionsgate ever distributed anything Thomas related because I think in 2015 onwards it was Universal, I think.
No, it was just Universal. That's it.
Well, yeah, Universal, yeah, because I remember in 2015 I did not see Lionsgate anymore. They probably lost their contract with the franchise, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why they even stopped. Maybe they just got tired or something. But Trouble on the Tracks was a pretty good finale for their run.
Oh that was a good one. I loved that DVD as a kid. I still have it.
I still have mine, I think. Trouble on the Tracks.
That DVD gave us Thomas the Quarry Engine, which was one of the best burner episodes.
Yes, exactly.
Freaking Henrietta finally got a face, and I was so happy.
And she had her very own voice actor,
which was perfect.
Maggie
Toby.
I love Henrietta so freaking much. Thank you.
With Toby and Henrietta.
Toby and Henrietta are basically like how would I describe them? Toby and Henrietta are like a older brother, older sister kind of relationship because I don't want to say like wife or husband kind of relationship.
I mean, I kind of prefer them as like a husband and
wife. I mean, they do sound like a couple, but we all know like that wouldn't work because they're friends. They've been friends in season 1.
I mean,
but he hasn't really taught since like what, season 3, I think.
Who?
Henrietta.
Yeah, Henrietta only spoke. She only spoke in season 1, and then she only spoke. Her last time speaking was in season 3. Yeah, she did not speak ever again
until Thomas the Quarry Engine,
which I was so happy. I was like, wait, she has a face.
And I'm happy that they did give her a face and an exclusive actor for her.
Yeah, because in the Christopher book she did have a face, but when Wilbur was writing the books, she didn't have a face. I guess because he didn't know how to illustrate the face or something.
But anyway, CB, you still there? Nope, you left.
Oh my God. I'm not the biggest fan. Yeah.
I guess while we wait, I'll just go on trains because
I'm not the biggest fan of King of the Railway anymore because, of course, I do have some problems with the animation a little bit, but it's still a pretty decent film. I still enjoy it.
Whoa, that's a really nice episode.
But can you imagine what Great Waterton would have looked like in CGI?
It probably would have looked similar to how it did in the Hero of the Rails opening, just with its model series colors.
And get this, if Molly returned in CGI, Molly can run the express trains to Great Waterton, and then Stanley can be in charge of the branch lines.
And here's Great Waterton itself.
Oh man, the last time we saw you was 2008, and that was the only time we saw you.
Yeah, sucks. At least it did get an indirect mention in Tale of the Brave, so it does exist in CGI.
Oh, what I would do to see Great Waterton and CGI. That was my favorite destination in the hit era. Easily the best destination in the hit era.
Yeah. And the Soda Airport is like the number 2.
It feels like an actual real place. Great Waterton feels like an actual real place.
Yeah. Kind of feels like something that the Railway series would make up.
I'm pretty shocked Wilbur never created a town like Great Waterton before.
One that was abandoned because the water supply dried up.
When steam engines first came to Soda, this was the main town. It was called Great Waterton. The waterworks here provided water for everyone.
Why does no one live here now?
Many people, all the people have left to live in new towns, replied the fashion controller.
Pierce Brosnan was such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, but you have to admit, Robin Smith did the best for Topham Hats. May God.
I love Robin Smith, but we all know the best Topham is easily Michelangelo and Keith Wickham.
Yeah, Keith Wickham did a fantastic Topham. I don't know why he wasn't the voice of Topham in both dubs.
Well, Carrie wasn't bad too. I love how interrogating Carrie sounds as Topham. Like that, we haven't heard Topham that booming since like what, season 1.
Put Upon Percy. No.
Oh
sorry.
Yeah, but Angelus will always be my Topham. Like he's the one that I think of when I think of Topham.
Emily, go pick up your new coaches. You and your driver must learn the line.
It's perfect now.
Oh, CB, you're back. Crap, no, he isn't.
Rest in peace, Angelus.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I still can't believe it's been 5 years since he's gone. Like, I cried when I heard the announcement that he was gone because I grew up with that guy with 7 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I heard Angelus was on James and the Red Balloon, and I freaking loved him. I fell in love with his narration thanks to that episode.
If only he voiced one. If only he got an exclusive character to voice in the CGI seasons.
I'm pretty sure he was offered at least one, but I'm pretty sure since he was now used to the narration. Though I guess he lost his touch of narrating the voices again. I mean, he was an old man at that point, so he couldn't really voice anything anymore.
He was around his 60s until he died at 76.
Yeah, but I do appreciate though that he was still energetic in the CGI here. Like, I still appreciate that, even though he was an old man.
Many Thomas fans were really upset because of that.
Everyone in the Thomas community was upset.
Yeah, because we all grew up with Angelus in one way or another. Like, I grew up with him for 7 episodes.
And
I wasn't really that big onto
the hit era.
I wasn't really that big onto Michelangelos as a kid, but now I really love him.
Yeah, I mean, we can all agree that he was the narrator of Thomas. Like, he narrated almost like half of the entire show from season 13 to season 16 of 21 years. That's almost half the show.
You want to know what this is meant to be?
What is this supposed to be?
The Kirk Gordon brand.
P.O. Godwin brand.
Oh man, if only we saw that in CGI.
It has been mentioned in a segment from Blue Mountain Mystery. So
I have a theory. All the stations that were mentioned, I guess when they were planned to bring them to CGI, I guess they were only given the So let's take this as a theory. All the stations that were mentioned, I guess Mattel
Gordon runs dry.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Mattel told Brenner and the gang that they could only reference stations that were in the model era for say for example, like, let's say Mattel gave them a rule that after this limit, the only stations now from here on out can only get mentioned because we don't want to bring back these stations, so they can only get mentions, but they cannot come back
because it'd be pretty hard to model them.
Well, at least they were mentioned though. But I still miss Great Waterton.
Yeah, even though it did get a massive, it is in Hero of the Rails, at least in the 2D style, and it wasn't the Wii game. So I'm pretty sure it was going to appear in Hero of the Rails because it wasn't the Wii game. And it was mentioned in Tale of the Brave, so I'm guessing it does exist.
I mean, we saw the branch line for it. We saw the junction that leads to the branch for the Great Waterton branch.
Yeah, and look at this, Soda Tramways.
Oh man. Yeah, from that one season 12 episode.
I mean, at least it looked pretty good.
I mean, definitely. I'd rather watch that than Tram Trouble for sure. They mentioned Great Discovery in that episode. But I cannot stand Brandon's Toby voice.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Toby is an old wise geezer. That man's almost 100 years old.
He's actually a year older than Thomas.
No, he is a year older than Thomas. Yes, he is.
I prefer him voiced by Michelangelo.
Toby was built in 1914. Thomas was built in 1915.
And James was built in 1912.
Which would explain that why he wasn't so young when he arrived on Sodor.
Okay, I'm back.
Can you imagine that?
I am
so glad that we got to see Black James in CGI. Like, I love Black James.
Although I don't know why they should have at least given him Lancashire and Yorkshire decals on his tender.
Well, I'm pretty sure since the book didn't have the initials, I guess they just ran with whatever the book did.
But he didn't have his number 5 during that time.
Okay.
Well, Wilbur did not give all the characters numbers until I think Gordon's book.
Okay, now this might sound shocking, but I never watched I already said Tale of the Brave. I never watched it as a kid, so I guess we get to skip that one. So now for my Now for the best Thomas and Friends movie of all time.
This will always be my Thomas movie ever since it came out 10 years ago.
Say what you say about Lost Treasure. Say what you say about Lost Treasure. This movie is the masterpiece of Thomas.
This is when classic Thomas 100% came back. They retold the first 8 stories of the Railway series from the classic series in CGI.
If they ever did a sequel, I'd see them doing Percy through Toby's book.
No. I'm pretty sure because have you seen the fan project The Adventure Continues?
Yeah.
It's literally a part 2 of The Adventure Begins. That's exactly what they would have done if we did not get Lost Treasure the same year.
Like, imagine if that came out for the 75th anniversary instead. Like,
well, it's too late for that now because we got freaking Royal Engine, which was good though, but it's not Adventure Begins Part 2.
Never watched it.
The Royal Engine is the only good thing to come out from the Big World era. That was the only good thing.
Okay, so where was I now? Oh yeah, The Adventure Begins. I don't know where to begin with this.
It is so comfy.
The Adventure Begins. I will describe it in one word: masterpiece.
There is no problem. Okay, well, the only problem I have with The Adventure Begins is Henry. I hate how he has his new shape.
No, the one problem that I have with The Adventure Begins is that how Henry is not in his old shape. All they had to do was just taper the firebox and remove the splashers, which could have been done like 10 minutes. I don't know why they didn't do it.
They should have just done a recolored Gordon, and removed the pilot wheel.
I would have loved to see old shape Henry in CGI.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. So that's
and also Henry's personality is still the crappy CGI one. He's not.
However, I think Wimp Henry only worked in this movie because the book did say once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. So that kind of makes sense.
I mean, they should. I do understand why they might have based it off of that line because they didn't know he was actually worried about his paint getting wet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Henry said that he was afraid because he didn't want to cover up himself being a poor steamer.
I think we would have seen what was the final one? I think Thomas and the Breakdown Train.
Okay, now there is no explanation. Do I have to say to this movie? It's all perfect. I would give this for my review. This deserves a double plus, a double A.
No, it's called S tier.
Okay, this deserves a double S tier. S plus. Don't care what anyone says. S plus.
It's a peak movie, though.
I think
I like Thomas's livery, though. I like Thomas's green livery.
I think they do the Trouble in the Shed. Percy runs away, and Toby and the Stout Gentleman.
What do you guys think of Thomas's green livery in this movie?
Imagine if he was in LBSC black.
Black will be perfect for him.
Okay, now for the next movie that is
make him look like
It is a little overrated, but it's still a good one.
Okay, guys. Before we continue on, how would you rate The Adventure Begins out of 10?
S plus tier.
I would give it 11 out of 10. But however, the next movie afterwards deserves an 11 out of 10. Because everyone knows that Lost Treasure is the best Thomas movie.
Okay, now no. Hold on. Here's why I have to do most of the talking for this. Now for Lost Treasure.
Anyway,
this movie. And I might get backlash for this, but it's alright.
They gave us the small railway engines. They gave us the Arlesdale small railway engines in the show after 20 seasons.
No interrupting. You're interrupting.
Sorry.
Like I said, the movie it's an alright movie, I guess. But the only good things I like are the returning characters. That's basically it. I just love the chase.
I cried when Donald Douglas returned. I cried.
And Joe
I like their whistles, though.
I just wish that they were in blue.
Yes, that'll be perfect.
No. Bernard did say that they were going to be in blue, but because fans associated them with the black for so long, they didn't want to mess up anything.
But I mean, it'd make Railway Series purists happy.
But I mean, come on. To be honest, Donald and Douglas are just iconic in black.
They are, but I just think they look better in blue.
They do.
during my early days on YouTube, well, whenever I took over my channel, whenever my little cousin used to have it, I used to admire Donald and Douglas being blue. I thought it looked amazing.
What do you think of it now?
I still love their blue livery.
I think Donald should have been black and Douglas should have been blue.
Well, I mean, they were thinking about doing that, but of course, as I said, they didn't want to separate them from the original what's it called, from the original counterparts.
And their voices, they're both great.
Joe Mills and Rob Rackstraw were the perfect choices for Donald and Douglas. Like, they can do great Scottish accents.
Okay, now for most of my problems throughout the film, I might get backlash. Okay, now where is that now? Okay, so what I think of this movie, it's good, but it's basically just I might get backlash for saying it.
Hey, Tony, how did we hit down in the branch line?
Can you not interrupt me? Thank you.
I'm down.
Yeah, like I said, I may get backlash for this, but it's basically just a CGI version of The Great Discovery, but with pirates. I don't get. Come after me all you want.
They gave us John Hurt. They gave us Olivia Colman. They gave us Eddie Redmayne.
Yes, that's the things I love from it.
All voice actor legends.
I love Olivia Colman. She's in everything.
Come after me, Thomas fans. Come after me.
What do you guys think of Ryan?
Oh, I love him. I love the N2s.
Ryan is but not.
However, I will say I wish they brought back Arthur. I will say that.
Yes, they should bring Arthur back.
Ryan is
in Lost Treasure, honestly.
Ryan is.
Can you imagine Arthur in Lost Treasure?
Hold on. Here's the thing. I like Ryan, but he's all right, but no good at Stanley.
But he's no Arthur.
All right, I'm not really a fan of Ryan because he just appeared out of nowhere.
But every Thomas fan can agree that this was the most cinematic Thomas has ever been.
Although I don't know why they didn't. They should have at least had Ryan have a flashback of them being green in.
Well, I think he was, but I'm pretty sure it didn't really add a lot to the story, so they decided to remove it.
All right, now I'm going to explain my problems with no interruptions. Please, I don't want any interruption. And that goes for you too, Arwen, especially you.
This is my stream. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Sorry, Corey. I just want to give out my problems. All right, now the problem I have is how Thomas and Gordon were portrayed. It's like, did Andrew Brenner not see down the mine? It's like he does not care for their alliance. What happened to Thomas and Gordon's alliance? What happened to the united we stand, together we fall? You help me, and I help you. What happened to them? What happened?
Well, you got to think about this. Thomas is a little bigot. That's his character. That's what he was in the Railway series. That's what he was in the classic series. Like he's a little bigot, and he's too nice in the new show. He's too nice.
True, but to be honest, I hated how Thomas and Gordon were portrayed. It's like they betrayed each other for no reason. Like, yes, it was. I would say the accident was both Thomas and Gordon's fault. Because
Gordon should have throwing Thomas small.
Well, I mean, to be honest, the Alliance did carry on to the CGI era. I mean, they weren't punks to each other in the CGI era as much as they were in the model era.
I mean, like, look at the early nitrogen era. Gordon treated Thomas like a little brother.
And same in season 11. Look at Thomas in the runaway car.
Yeah, but here, it's just fucking bad.
But I do wish though that their alliance was kept throughout the rest of the CGI era. I do wish it was, because I do miss that alliance.
I would have loved that.
Can you imagine a fully adapted Down the Mine in CGI? Now that would be something.
They had the assets. They had it in Blue Mountain Mystery. They had it in
remember Mattel could only give them a certain amount of episodes and flashbacks to do, so they couldn't recreate a full episodes that they used to again because of a certain contract that they had with them.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I have to shame Andrew Brenner for ruining Thomas and Gordon's alliance. Come after me all you want.
I mean, I respect it. I respect it.
Well, to be honest, Thomas was in character in this movie. He's a little bigot. That's what he was in the Railway series. So they continue on his little bigot side.
He was still a dick.
But they took him too far by making it clearly he's saying he was in character, but he went a little too far with the accident.
Well, I mean, to be honest, this is the first time that Thomas has. This is the first time that Thomas has acted like a bigot since season 3, 4.
It was a little overkill.
Because in Magic Railroad, he was mature in Magic Railroad.
But I do agree, CB. I think his cheeky persona was a little overkill.
Yeah, exactly, Corey. Thank you.
But I mean,
It
to be
would've been
honest,
better
it is fun to see Thomas get in trouble.
I mean, hey,
No,
at least the
not
fact
really.
I do
Not
think
really.
the Fat Controller was somewhat in character. I
No,
guess.
a little out of
he was.
No, not really, because despite the fact he was a little too strict on Thomas.
Thomas!
But you have to understand that he hasn't been that serious since like what? Season
Like
4?
I think season 5 when the boulder thing.
We should have
Yeah,
never
but-
we should have never
We should have left this part of the island alone.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't like how the Fat Controller was portrayed in the film. A little too mean-spirited towards Tommy.
But hey, at least he did get a redemption later.
And they brought back Daisy at the end, which was really nice. I thought we'd never see her again.
True,
And-
but he didn't. But I didn't even hear the words "I'm sorry" from the Fat Controller. That's the thing I hate.
To be honest, the apology was in the speech that he made, so I can see why.
But that doesn't sound like he said. But it doesn't sound like he said "I'm sorry."
Also, did you guys know that this is the only Thomas movie to be fully on a branch line?
And this is the only one to have more than just one celebrity cameo, because we have Olivia Colman, we have Tracy Operman from Doctor Who as Daisy,
And
True.
then she stayed as Daisy throughout the whole show.
and she was perfect. That French accent was perfect.
I think okay. So how do I rate this movie? I would say an A-. It's good.
Okay, I will give that. This is easily an A. From A- to A+, this is an A movie.
Yeah, but nothing could beat The Adventure Begins.
Or The Great Discovery.
Exactly.
Or Magic Road. I'm just kidding.
I mean, yes, it may be a CGI version of The Great Discovery, but with pirates. But it's still a good movie.
And take note, Soda Productions, Magic Road is far from the best Thomas movie.
Oh, Soda Productions, you just whine about everything. You said
All right,
Magic Road has over 10 problems.
I'm
Okay,
not
fine.
doing this. No.
Okay, next movie. Now for the movie that's probably a big commercial.
Yeah, I have my problems with this movie.
I have the problems too. I have a lot of problems too.
Same.
I don't like The Great Race anymore. It's too rushed. It wasn't really exciting as they promoted it to be.
Let's streamline tank engine to
Hold on.
work.
Hold on, we're not there yet. I need to get the thing up.
Yeah, 2016 was a good year for season 20, but the movie that followed season 20 wasn't really that good.
I'm sorry. The Greatest.
All right,
I'm
now
sorry.
for
Not
the strangest
Great
Thomas. Now for the strangest Thomas movie, The Great Race.
But
Well,
hey,
Yeah, I do not like this movie anymore.
There is a lot of problems with it.
Okay, one,
Yeah.
they hyped up this movie too much, and when we actually see the movie, it's not that hype as they promoted it to be.
I mean, the only thing we got is Scotsman.
Which was
Yeah,
great. I loved seeing him. I loved him.
I enjoyed seeing Scotsman. I thought it was amazing.
I thought we never see his full body in the show.
We only saw his
Yeah.
two tenders in Tender Engines.
Yes, Thomas,
I
we
hate it.
know each other. This is my brother. They call him the Flying Scotsman.
Indeed, they do. It almost makes me sound famous, doesn't it?
And whoever voiced Scotsman was perfect.
Gordon's face when Scotsman said something.
Okay, now, since that's the only good thing, what about the new characters? I may get backlash for saying this, but I wish Vinny killed Philip. I don't care what you say. Come after me all you want. Do I care if I get canceled? No.
I'm getting a gun.
CB, you shouldn't say that in front of Corey, because I mean, you know how much Corey likes Philip. Because of
Shit.
He's my character in the movie.
Because
Well,
his base
fuck me.
reasons, I think.
Huh, fuck me for
I'm
saying
him
that,
in
right?
Isaiah's movie. Why?
Fuck me for saying that, right?
Yep, you're an idiot sometimes.
But I do agree. I mean, Rasmus Hardiker did do a good Philip, but I do kind of wish he had a little bit of a Pennsylvanian accent along with it, even though since he was built in Pennsylvania.
All right, now let's continue with my other problems with the film. The most annoying song ever, the Streamline song. It is so bland and annoying. It's not even catchy. Okay, come after me all you want.
Are
Come
you
after me all you-
kidding?
Come after me all you want. Come after me all you want. It's
Stevie,
kind
I
of
will
annoying.
stop being your brother if you say that again. Take that
It's
back.
my opinion, and you're basically bashing it.
Okay, but did you guys know that actually a streamlined tank engine does exist? Hold on.
What? The Thomas Streamline thing? Because of his.
No, it actually one of them does exist. Hold on, let me get it.
Okay,
Man, I
good.
can't do anything to see me right now. Jesus.
All right, it's my personal opinion. So
Yeah, I
handle
know,
it.
I know.
Okay,
We
good.
all know.
So can you handle my opinion on Philip?
Yes.
Fine.
I do.
Please, you don't have to rub it.
All right, I'm just giving out constructive criticism. But the biggest problem I had.
Here's a real streamlined tank engine.
But yeah, if I'm being honest, the bridge jump scene, that was basically the biggest commercial thing for toys.
Yeah, and at least the Trackmaster set was somewhat cool, but the fact that they used Harold in that scene really kills the movie.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Harold wasn't even seen in the movie. But I do love the song. I do love at the end of the song where Thomas says, "Will you take me to the railway show?"
Imagine if we actually saw Stepney return in that movie.
That would be interesting. Also, they made Henry fucking weak. Shame on you. Shame on you, Andrew Renner. Shame on you for making Henry weak.
The Black Fives weren't really built, even though they were built for mixed traffic, they aren't that strong.
Damn. Well, I shouldn't have changed my base anyways.
Imagine if Henry's role was replaced by Murdoch or something.
That would be interesting because I mean, you know how strong is Murdoch.
Yeah, he's strong. Or Hank. What about Hank?
I think he would have been a part of the American side. Really.
Damn, you should. Yeah. Now you just made Henry sad now.
Okay. Also, I wish Scotsman won that race. That would have been amazing.
But Etienne was faster.
This is why I can't stand electric locomotives nowadays.
What is he?
Even the GG won.
I still wish Henry won though. That would have been amazing.
I don't even know why Hero never got mentioned at all.
I mean, didn't he say he was the strongest engine at home? Oh.
Yes, they should have at least given him a segment like Hero of Japan.
Yeah, that would have been. Oh yes, masterpiece.
I wonder how they would have tackled his flashback. Maybe when Thomas discovered him.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Also, imagine if there was actually one contestant per country. Per contest per country. Like an American engine in the race, one in the shunting, one in best decorated engine, like that.
Okay. Well, how do I give this movie? A C+. A C.
A C. Yeah, I'd say it's at least a B-. It's okay.
It's all right, but not the best. Okay. Now for the.
You do have to realize it might also be partially based on the Railway series book too.
Kinda, but done wrong.
Like I don't know why Mallard wasn't. Mallard should have replaced Spencer in that movie.
True.
I mean, they should just recolor Spencer blue and call it a day.
Now for the next movie that is odd. Now for another odd movie, Journey Beyond Sodor.
But are you saying you hate this movie?
I don't hate it. It's just odd.
This is the hottest place in town.
Honestly, you have to admit the fact that they want to do like an Alcatraz-style Thomas movie is interesting.
True, but I still hated how Henry's still portrayed. What is up with these movies making Henry a fucking weakling and a pussy? I hate that.
But it does suck that Henry's crash was honestly a little impactful.
True. Instead of Hero, like just have Murdoch there. I don't know. To be honest, that's my biggest problem with the CGI series. They just brought back Hero already. Like, come on, you.
But hey, even Hero didn't crash, but he certainly caused Henry to crash thanks to that stupid signal.
Yeah, but it's still it doesn't make sense. Like he's gone for like what, a year, and then next minute he's back. That just makes me like what?
like he didn't even have a speaking role. Tokugawa didn't have him speak until season 24.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But hey, we helping Hero, even though it's a little
It was
off
a
topic.
sweet episode. It's a sweet episode.
Yeah, it's the only time we ever saw Hero have a crash.
True.
He was one of the very few characters to have. He was one of the few characters besides most hit era characters and other oddball characters to just have a single crash.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty gnarly. I could see why Thomas wanted to help him.
Because Thomas cares so much about Hero. It's like
And look-
it's like a kid trying to care. It's like a child caring for their grandpa.
Mm,
And also, Hero is my grandmother's favorite.
Peak.
Okay, so now what do I think of Journey Beyond Sodor? It's all right, just not the best. The only problem I have is the bouncing. The bouncing is annoying.
The only
And
character I like. Wait, continue.
Merlin.
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 Yes.
Merlin.
Merlin's-
Who doesn't love
Merlin's
Merlin?
funny. Invisibility. Oh,
I just wish he came back to Sodor.
He did.
Merlin
though.
is amazing.
Merlin.
I mean, he did.
Merlin should have came back to Sodor.
I mean, he did
Doesn't
though.
he
In that
have
one
to-
episode, he came to Soldier. That one episode.
Nice.
Merlin's the only character I love in this movie because I love his base.
What about Lexi and Theo?
Lexi, I don't know why she didn't have an American accent to begin with. Since she is from the Northern Pacific Railroad, they didn't even. And Theo is basically just an autistic version of Fergus.
Okay.
I don't know why Fergus never returned. Imagine if Theo was replaced by Fergus.
I'm actually kind of glad Fergus did not come back.
Okay,
I don't-
How would he even be treated?
I hate Fergus. I'm saying this from the top. I hate Fergus.
I imagine
I
if I
bloody
just
hate
made
him.
an episode with.
Because he's a
CB
he's a bossy boiler.
I imagine I'm just.
He's basically Teen Titans Go Robin.
I imagine if I.
He's also
with
like
CB and Fergus.
Fergus is kind of like an engine equivalent, a Thomas equivalent of golf.
Hold on, hear me out. I imagine if I just made an episode with CB and Fergus, CB would kill me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, how would Fergus even be portrayed in that movie?
I don't know, very poorly, which I'm glad.
I guess
hope.
his season 7 persona, where he actually maybe after his crash in Bill and Fergus, since that it changed him. It changed him.
It's still funny.
I don't know why does I say compare Darwin to Fergus. They have nothing.
But honestly, you have to admit the Blue Circle is one of the best, and the railway that owns the Blue Circle loves Fergus just because they have that engine, and they just dress him up as Fergus from time to time.
Yeah. They do.
But I mean, Theo, he's like the only autistic character besides Bruno in the show. I think
Yeah.
also Murdoch could also be autistic too.
Good. And if Murdoch is autistic, I would still respect him.
Same here, because who loves
hey,
Murdoch?
Murdoch is a good character. I don't know why they didn't bring him back for the Great Race. He should have been the Sodor.
Maybe they were just too lazy to make a fucking 9F or something.
They probably should have at least taken scans of Evening Star from the
Mhm.
National Railway Museum.
I mean,
All right, guys. So how would I rate this movie? I would say a B+.
It's good. It has a cool concept of like Alcatraz and Thomas. That sounds cool, but it was pretty poorly executed. We didn't even talk about a lot more of the characters, like Frankie and Hurricane. Hurricane's design. I mean, it's cool and all, but the real life engine he's based on got turned into a tender engine.
I'm not gonna. Okay, if I'm gonna be honest, Fergus' face is not Fergus. Hurricane's face. It's so funny.
Honestly, I mean, since I don't know why they didn't. If there was one character I think should have returned or at least came back to Sodor, it was Merlin. Merlin should have came to Sodor. Imagine if Merlin was seen pulling the express.
Oh yes.
Since the key author class was actually express engines.
I mean, like Richard. Oh wait, what?
Seriously.
Hold on. What about the scene when Merlin's not Merlin? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What about this scene right here from this film?
It sucks. It sucks.
That scene was weird. Frankie was crying.
No.
Is it because
one more time.
when Frankie started crying? Is it because of that?
Yes, it's annoying and it feels very forced.
I thought it was funny.
But anyway, I didn't even know this, but Merlin's tender is actually just Bert's but larger.
Yeah, I don't know. The fucking models are just basic recolors of every model they made.
But hey, at least I still think. What if Merlin was actually brought back to Sodor and we actually got an episode of him pulling the Express?
That'll be peak though. That'll be peak of Merlin pulling the Express. Like,
what do you think, Stevie? Should he pull the Express?
Yes. I mean, like Richard.
Yes, I understand. That scene was.
Oh my god! Wait! Big brain moment. Rebecca being replaced by Merlin in this chat.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm making backlash for this. I know you think that scene's annoying, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny.
Of course, you're.
Honestly, even though I might get hate for this, I think Rebecca is okay. I mean, it's good. If she was just a normal character and didn't live at Tinmouth Sheds, I think she would have been fine.
I mean, I mean, in my head canon, I prefer her like being brought to work after Henry's accident.
And Journey Beyond Sodor.
Yeah.
If just expand Tinmouth Sheds. It hasn't been updated since 2005.
Like calling all legend. Calling all legend.
Like, imagine if they expanded it to 10 births and still kept Edward and Henry, but also me and Rebecca. Would you like them a bit more?
Yes.
That would be better, and I would. Yes, I would. Yes, it would be better, and I would actually like me and Rebecca if they didn't replace Edward and Henry.
I mean, imagine the Tinmouth Sheds was just expanded, and that's it. Bam.
I don't know. Like, it hasn't been updated since 2005.
Exactly. And not to mention, do you think it was a dumb idea for Henry to move to Vickerstown? He could make fun. Some mainland agents can make fun of him.
Wait, hear me.
My reason for it is because taking the Flying Kipper to the mainland would be easier if he stayed at Vickerstown.
I mean, fun fact, I kind of prefer him sleeping at Nafford Sheds with, with Murdoch.
Yeah, but at Vickerstown, that's a dumb idea because some mainland agents can make fun of him.
If he still slept in Vickerstown, imagine if instead of Rosie, it was Arthur.
Yes, Arthur. No, wait. What about Murdoch?
Wait, why has he... Big brain. What about an Arthur and Henry episode about fish?
I mean, they love fish. Arthur loves fish. Henry
loves fish.
I hate fish.
He would land in a fishy
I love fish too.
A fishy
You don't count,
situation.
You don't count, Stevie, so get up.
He's falling in the water.
Wait, that's it, Stevie. I'm putting you in the water.
I do think Arthur, if he did appear in CGI, I think they would have gone to the Keith Leonworth Valley Railway and take scans of the real 41241 and use that for Arthur.
Okay, now for
the crappiest movie, in my opinion.
Let's go.
That's basically
no! Don't do that.
Where do I begin?
Bitch.
I don't know where to begin. Where do I start? I don't know where to start. This movie has so many problems. Like, there are no good qualities. All of this is bad.
I need answers.
The only thing I think was okay was the concept.
Free and easy.
Of Thomas actually going like on a world tour. Like, imagine if they did something like they did with Scotsman in real life. Like, go to different places around the world, like America and Australia.
Okay, when Wilbur Audrey wrote to his son, I think what he really meant was he wanted Thomas to explore the island of Sodor, not literally go around the world.
Maybe.
It was a kid's fault. Blame the kid who did this.
But
Fuck the kid.
But still, we didn't even get that much time in any places. We didn't even get that much time in them.
All he did is went to Africa where we run into the most dumbest character ever who can't even count.
I mean, you have to. I mean, Nia's design at least looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I still hate Nia for
The
replacing
fuck did you
Nia.
just call Nia?
But hey, at least her voice actor also did pretty good for her, as her voice actor was born from Kenya.
I mean,
True. That makes a lot of sense. That makes sense. But that still doesn't excuse that she replaced the Edward, which that puts me into a.
There's something called expending Tim Sheds and bam, color it.
If they just expanded Timber Sheds,
I would have been fine with. If they expanded to Sheds, I would have been fine with Nia
and Rebecca.
Yeah, but Rebecca, she and not to mention, I might get backlash for saying this, but she's a ripoff of Molly. How the fuck? There can only be one female yellow engine, and that's Molly.
What?
They were originally going to bring back Molly, but Mattel said no to that and just said, here. I
think if she did return, Teresa Gallagher should have voiced her. Like, her Emily would have been perfect for Molly, just not the Scottish. Not just the Scottish.
And besides, I like Molly better than Rebecca.
I mean, you have to admit, Rebecca's design, being a famous engine from the Southern Railway, that was cool.
If her color was green, okay, I'll be fine with that. But they have yellow.
Like,
it just looks like a
imagine if she was. Hold on. Let me show you guys something. Let me get something up.
Okay, you know what Timish Sheds I would use in my headcanon? I would use the Railway Series version.
What, with a lot of spots?
Yeah, there's a lot of spots for Rebecca and Nia, so it would be perfect, right, CB?
Yes.
It would be perfect. Like, use the Railway Series Timish Sheds instead. Because, I mean...
what if Rebecca was in... Hold on, let me get it up. What if Rebecca was in this... come on, get up. What if Rebecca was in this color scheme?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Yes, much better. I would have been fine with it if she was green.
If she was in the Southern Malachite font with like yellow lining, she'd look gorgeous. Honestly,
I would be fine with it, but no, they just had to make her look.
But I do think, even though this is headcanon territory, her number 22 might actually be based on a real Bully Pacific, number 34022, nicknamed Exmoor. Even though it was just because. I know why. It was because she was the second number 2.
So I don't know So I don't even want to explain on Nia and Rebecca. Not on Nia and Rebecca. I don't want to explain on Big Girl Big Adventure. So it is an automatic F.
We could have gone some cool locations, like Thomas going to Los Angeles and going to Chicago's Union Station
or London.
He did do it. He did go there in Thomas and the Royal Engine.
True, but
this time,
I think if I had to take a guess as to where Thomas went, it would be I think he went to Houston because Duchess is an LMS engine. So that's my guess. He stopped at Houston.
So what's the final rating of this movie? Easy, an automatic F. No, it needs more than an F. An automatic F minus with another. A double F minus.
Whoa!
I might get backlash, but I think this is worse than Misty Island.
Now you're good. Both Misty Island and this movie and Day of the Diesels and Calling All Engines are dog shit.
At least, if I had to say this, Misty Island at least had some good qualities. This didn't have any qualities besides the concept. Like
in the music,
here's how I would think this should have been played. Thomas wanted to see the world, yes, and the Fat Controller would take him on like a world tour for rail exhibitions in like London, Germany, the United States, and Australia. I think that would be a little. I think him going on a rail tour would be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, that would be a much better idea than just having Thomas fuck off.
Like, imagine if we saw, like, Vinny, for example. He could have had at least a slightly more reformed personality. Still be a grump, but not as harsh on the engines. And Hank. Hank should have appeared in this movie, or at least in season 22.
Yeah.
And what if Hank was voiced by Tom Hanks himself? He had a fascination for Thomas.
True.
Tom.
Oh yeah, and also not to mention, I feel like I'm trying to remember. This movie was poorly executed badly. Hold on. Nothing about this movie makes no sense. Oh wait, and also the ending. Don't get me started on the ending. Why was everybody celebrating that he came back? They should be angry.
My guess is that they thought Thomas was like lost again, and the songs suck too. Like, where in the world is Thomas? You can't compete with the Great Discovery version.
It's a ripoff. It's a ripoff of Where is Thomas?
They should have just done a rehash of that song.
Exactly.
Where is Thomas?
Like that song. Like that'd be amazing.
I'd rather listen to that. I'd rather listen to Where is Thomas and that Abomination ripoff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but no, Big World, Big Adventures is a fucking snooze fest.
Yeah, this movie deserves to be in the public domain.
It was probably due to a rush development or something.
This movie deserves to be in the public domain.
They probably just rushed development or something. That happens a lot. It's like, look at poor Tatmar. It was rushed pretty hardly, as well as the automatic switch to full CGI.
Mm-hmm. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be honest. The Big World Big Adventure deserves to be in the public domain.
And people I would rewrite. My rewrite sounds a bit better, honestly. Like, Thomas going on a world tour with the Fat Controller, and imagine if he actually brought Edward as well
that would be so much better.
Like Edward, it was the Fat Controller's first engine.
Yeah, that would have worked so much better.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say anyway.
And even like we got to see like famous landmarks like the Hollywood sign, like and the Chicago Union Station, the Empire State Building.
It would have been it would have been amazing, but
they had to rush development because of
the one kid said about Thomas going all around the world,
which I find completely stupid.
I mean, I think maybe the script was meant to be very different. Maybe the original vision of it was very different, but it was just rushed thanks to Mattel.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could tell him, but I can't.
Well, we're not even going to mention the 3 All Engines Go movies because they're snooze fest too.
Yeah, all Engines Go movies are automatically awful too. So
even though I'm still neutral to the show itself.
Isn't it ending like one more movie and it's gone?
No, not ending. Canceled.
How the fuck does it count and cancel it? I mean, it counts as ending though.
Okay, I'd also say even though this is not a movie, I would count Steam Team to the Rescue as well. Even though it's not a movie, it feels like one, but a very poor one.
I mean,
yeah.
I like that.
Team to the Rescue would have been better if they just had Edward and Henry.
Hear me out, though. I mean, what if I did?
Here's the thing. I respect Nia's voice actress because I respect her voice actress, but it would have been better if they just had Nia as a background character or like a supporting character instead of a main character.
Or they just had him. If they had her as a main character, expand the sheds.
Exactly. So that way we can keep.
Have 9. Wait, yeah, 9 because Toby lives in Arlesdale End, I think.
Didn't Toby's shed blow up one time in Diesel D19?
Shut up.
I meant Toby's shed in Arlesdale.
Yeah, what happened to Toby's shed? Is it even mentioned?
I'm guessing it's still there, and Toby still lives there, but that's why he's not really shown at Timber Sheds at all in most area in most
In fact,
times.
speaking of Toby, we don't see him that much in the Blubber era.
But Heart of Gold is actually a pretty good episode.
What
Yeah.
for Toby?
Written by
What, for
Mike
Toby?
White.
It's like one of the only good episodes from Toby in the CGI series. I mean, Toby does still act like a wimp, but for good reason. People were just bullying him for being a steam tram.
That's
I mean, Toby's a unique steam tram. As long as you don't call him electric.
Electric indeed.
Insert-
Electric indeed.
Insert that one Tobias movement. Insert that one Tobias.
Or if you don't call
Is it electric?
Insert Tobias mode. Insert that
But
one.
still, Toby should have at least had a proper spotlight episode that wasn't just all around boring and dull. Heart of Gold is like the only one I think that was great.
True. Yeah, Toby went Toby mode.
Yeah, Toby just went full on badass mode, just basically almost blowing his boiler up just to catch the criminals to get the crown back.
It was still peak though of Toby being Toby.
And him being called, he's King Godric's crown is fun. I mean, and I think this was the last time that Millie had a speaking role. I think. Oh wait, we didn't even mention her. Like, what do you think of Millie? CB?
Yeah.
What do you think of Millie? We didn't talk about her yet.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Millie's a really great character, in my opinion. She's a really great character.
Yeah, she's pretty fun. I love the pairing with her and Luke.
I love her accent. It's really good.
Also,
It's because she was born in France, obviously.
What about that whistle? That sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah, it's like I heard that whistle before from a different character that's from a movie that we forgot to talk about that we never did.
Because y'all are as fuck.
Oh yeah, that's right. Magic Railroad. We forgot about that movie.
I think that was the last time that Heart of Gold was the last time Millie had a speaking role.
We forgot about
lie.
Magic Railroad, of course.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like reviewing Magic Railroad right now because I mean it's not a bad movie. I mean it's can we do it in a different stream?
It's not as bad as people say it is, at least.
Yeah.
It was just the stupid test performers.
Oh no, I hate the test audiences. They're a bunch of brats that say, "Oh, too scary, take it out." Man,
and then we got like 20 minutes of actual Thomas.
Yeah, well, the full movie is basically about Mr. Conductor. The movie should have been called Mr. Conductor and the Gold Dust.
Sparkle.
Oh. The movie is supposed to be about Thomas the Tank Engine. How do you screw up that badly?
Also, CB.
I mean, hey, at least you have to admit, Alec Baldwin did have a pretty fun time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I love Alec Baldwin. Well, only in season 5.
6, he was kind of.
I did hear that a little rumor that he was meant to return for season 7, but didn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if he was in season 7. He would have been better than Brandon.
Yeah, and Brandon should have at least appeared in season 8. Should have started in season 8.
No offense, but Brandon was terrible in 7. He was too goofy.
Brandon got better in 12, though.
Yeah, thank you. Finally, someone that actually agrees with me. He was better than 12.
I mean, at least he was just a little older.
Yeah,
and
he was more skilled in 7. I mean, not 7, 8. I mean, 12.
What about Freddy's voice?
Also, maybe the reason why Stepney returned in season 12 was because of the writer of Rosie's Funfair special. His favorite character was Stepney.
So I guess they just killed. I guess they showed Stepney one less time, and I mean that because they just killed him off.
Yeah, but at least I think it might be just because of the writer loving Stepney, but they just threw pink sugar at him just because.
Oh yeah, let's go for a crack.
Yeah, and surprisingly, Stepney didn't even say anything when he got hit.
US dub.
Yes,
Oh my.
I, I'll buy. I'll buy. That does not.
I'll
suit
buy.
me.
Oh my. I'm gonna get hit. Oh
dear.
my.
Like that was a very dumb line to go out for Stepney. That was a very dumb line.
That's just sad that they just killed off Stepney. They just killed him
Like
off.
I still think he should have been in the Great Race as part of the shunting contest.
That would work perfect.
Wouldn't it have made all more sense if he said, "Oh dear"?
Oh no. I'm gonna get hit by a bunch of crack.
I'll buy. I'm tired.
Anyway, Stepney, I wonder who would voice him though.
Yeah, who would voice him?
Fucking.
Maybe someone with a Brighton accent. Maybe someone with a Brighton accent. No, sorry. Southern English accent, as Stepney was built in Brighton.
Oh, I did not know that.
Where's the settlement?
Oh fuck me, I did not know that.
Oh, it was he? Yeah, he was built by Brighton.
Fuck, I did not know that.
So I'm guessing he would have had a Southern English accent in CGI.
Fuck, I did not know that.
CB, are you alive?
Yes, I'm alive.
Okay. What are you even doing, anyways?
I don't know. Just standing.
My
there
guess
and
is that Stepney would have at least looked like the real engine because it was on display.
Oh, speaking of Stephanie,
Skibbity Stepney.
I'll buy.
Skibbity Stepney.
It sucks, man. Stepney is a fun. It was a fun character. Stepney was fun.
look at this.
Rusty saving Stepney is kind of crazy.
Here.
Right? Rusty saving Stepney is crazy, gang.
Look what I did.
Skibbity.
Look at oh my, that's pretty good. Improved engine green.
Skibbity Stepney.
Yeah.
Skibbity Stepney.
No,
Corey, why you cannot let me do anything? Ugh. Why you don't let me do anything? What I
Skibbity
say?
Toilet's overrated and bland.
Oh, God damn you. Damn, I can't have fun here.
Okay, so hold on.
Boy.
Hold on. I just want to show this real quick.
Oh!
What do you think of Stepney's season 12 face?
It looks
I
weird,
think it actually doesn't look that bad. It actually looks like Stepney.
but it kind of looks weird though.
Oh dear.
Okay, actually,
It
it says that Keith Wickham voiced Stepney in a audiobook.
Oh.
Ooh.
Jeez, you sound happy right now, C-Toes.
Hold on, I'm gonna get it up and show you how he
Yeah,
sounded.
and I'm immediately interested.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. Stepney's a good character from season 4 or 3.
Okay. Every time.
It's still kind of sad that they killed off Stepney.
Skibbity Stepney.
No,
No Skibbity. No
Jesus, y'all are boring for me to say anything.
Skibbity Toilet is awful.
Jeez, y'all are boring anyways. Okay, let's continue.
Oh,
Like,
And-
can you agree? Skibbity Toilet's awful.
speaking about Henry earlier,
I can't have any fun here. I wish Blade was
might be a good time to show you.
here. I wish Blade was here instead.
Look at this.
Fit a fucking motor in Molly.
Henry.
Trying to like fit a motor in Molly's. Yeah. Trying to like do like trying to fit a motor in
What do you guys
Molly's
think?
peak. Where the hell is the bat? Oh yeah. It's,
okay, I found it. Hold on. Here's how Stepney sounded. Here's how Stepney might have sounded in CGI.
Well, hello, Thomas.
All right, let's hear it.
With a smile. What do you think of my special?
That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, Keith Wickham.
Not bad. Not bad. An alright Stepney voice.
I mean, I think he should have been a little more Southern English, but he did good. He did good.
I mean, hey, I don't want to imagine what 70s US voice would sound like. I'm pretty sure it would sound like this.
Larry Sherrill voicing Stepney, I don't think that'd be too good. Actually, what if Joseph May voiced Stepney in his Chase McCain voice?
That would work.
Like,
All right.
honestly, I've always thought this. What if Thomas had another police episode just about him, and Joseph May just did Chase McCain's voice for Thomas? That'd be a little comedic. As Carrie Shale was also in the game.
Oh yeah, hold on, guys. I've been wanting to say this. Hold on. Does anybody remember this scene from Trampy? This is my bread, son. You can't take it away.
Yeah.
I will if I have to. Blow
I will if I have to.
blow my whistle, asshole.
Hey, Shy Lynch! Thomas, that is no way to speak to a police officer. Let me handle this.
Funniest scene ever from Trampy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trampy is awesome. Trampy is awesome.
You can't do
Trampy
it
is the
with me.
goat.
Well,
All right,
then I guess
I'm
I
think
can.
about it.
He's basically just
We're
doing
talking about the
the
top
adventure
three.
begins. He's basically doing the adventure begins, but for adults.
Exactly. This is the top three. Let's go with the top three best comics YouTubers. It's Trampy, the Unlucky Tugs, and James and William.
What about James Fan 1991? I think he's a good answer.
Yes.
He'd be
him
in
too.
the top 5, I think.
We cannot forget the goats. Also,
Yeah, James Fan
I'm gonna be honest,
1991
this is my
still around.
James Fan 1981 had updated some of his
also Corey, if I'm gonna be honest, this is my favorite show from the
make them look
2010s.
like real life.
My favorite cartoon from the 2010 decade.
Yeah. Amazing World of Gumball, I know.
Well, the first season, of course.
Yeah,
What about you?
I've always wondered, why do you hate the new seasons? I've always wondered.
Oh no, I don't hate seasons 4, 5, and 6. I like 4, 5, and 6. It's a massive improvement. It's just seasons 2 and 3 that I hate.
What's wrong with them?
Alright, so allow me to explain them. Season 2 was mean-spirited and just filled with a bunch of gumball abuse. Like, the writing was shit, there was boring and bland and forgettable episodes, and pointless new characters that it came out of nowhere. Not to mention, it had some of the worst episodes like The Fridge, The Limit, and what else? Oh yeah, The Bumpkin. Do I continue? Oh yeah, in season 3, The Bros, the Money, and the Triangle. All we see in those 2 seasons is Gumball getting abused.
No.
And
Damn.
not to mention, characters' personalities were ruined. Like Darwin, he went from a caring and supportive best friend into a selfish, whiny brat with a high-pitched, screaming, annoying voice.
So, what do you think? Did season 4, 5, and 6 basically try to revert them back to their season 1 personas?
Well, not really. It does take things in a new direction. Instead of it being shit, it actually works well. It's just the design. I mean, here's the thing. I was upset when they changed the designs, but once I saw season 4 and when things got better, I got used to it. Not to mention, I miss the season 1 designs. Because just look at them. They look really nostalgic and cute. They look cute.
Darwin the Black Shirt.
Oh yeah, not to mention he had a black shirt in season 1, which in some reason in season 2 they just removed it. So clearly he's butt-ass naked.
I always thought it was like a shadow.
For the last time, how many times do I have to do this? That's not a shadow.
Are you being my teacher right now? What are you doing? Man.
Hold on, let me just
I always
my
thought
nose.
it was a shadow, so I knew it was a good show when you say about him wearing a shirt.
That's
I'm
not
so-
a
That's not.
that's not a shadow.
How the
Hold on,
fuck a fish would wear a fucking shirt? How the fuck would a fish
Like
wear
I said,
a shirt?
that's not a shadow.
Dude,
Hold
how
on,
would a
fuck,
fish
fuck,
wear a
I'm
shirt?
mixing it to you. No. That's not a shadow. This is a shadow. This is a shadow.
See, I swear to fucking God, if it's an image of Shadow the Hedgehog, I'm going. Oh, that's it, Steve. You're getting. All right, that's it, Steve. You're gonna. That's it, Steve. I'm destroying my 2003 Wooden Railway Henry.
No.
Besides, it reminds me of Soda Production. I gotta destroy it.
Well, I'll still keep that Henry. Blame Soda
Yeah,
Productions
you
for
still
ruining-
want to steal my take-alongs because that one image I send you.
I missed them. And don't destroy the 2003 Henry. It's Soda Productions' fault.
He made Henry looking like a bad character. He's making Henry like a bad character. Kill him.
Yeah, don't blame the 2003 Henry. Blame Soda Productions. He's the real bad guy.
What should I do in an RC Molly? Should I make her like motorized or just buy a motorized tender for her?
I'm not sure. I think both. Oh, give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. Molly. Molly, Molly. Molly. I'm bored. I'm gonna invite her Blue Man.
Mhm.
I'm thinking. Corey, can you add Bluey in? Who the fuck's at my door? Hello, Bluey. Welcome to nowhere.
Oh, I farted. Stinky. That's what W is. Stinky.
Alright, Bluey, are you bored?
Yes.
Sorry about that. Me and all the boys were talking about Thomas movies again.
Movies.
Oh,
Without me? Without me?
Yep.
look at
You
this.
guys are some meanies. I don't like you guys anymore.
What did I do? Oh, that's peak Oliver though. But what did I do, Bluey?
You didn't even invite me.
You didn't see the stream though.
But still,
Yeah,
you
but-
didn't invite me. That's
They didn't even
mean.
talk about Magic Railroad.
And you complained about my intro.
You guys are some meanies.
They didn't even talk about Magic Railroad, Bluey.
Y'all didn't talk about Magic Railroad.
Yeah, they did. They're too lazy to play it. To do it.
You lazy monkeys. Y'all don't know how much of a good movie Magic Railroad is. Y'all need to cut some slack.
Magic fuck road.
Stop it, Davi. Stop it.
Oh shucks.
No.
I'm gonna be Bob the Builder mode. Give me a second, gang.
No. Stop it. No. Davi, stop it. Why? Why? Davi, I swear to God, if you don't stop it right now, I'm gonna beat you cheap.
Alright, I'm back.
Why does your mom sound like a Latina?
Shut the fuck. How the hell did you hear my mom?
I can hear that Latina in her voice.
You left the microphone on.
Yes, shit, big booty Latina. Ah, shucks, you left. Anyways, how long have you goofies been on the stream for?
What did you say again about my mom? Did you say she's a nice woman?
Yes. Yes, I did. And also, she sounds like a big booty Latina. Your mom's a nice lady, Dad. Your mom's a nice lady, Gabby. Everybody's dead. Where's Cheetos? Where's Corey? Is everybody dead at this point?
No, I'm not dead. I'm busy.
Oh, you're probably beating them. Oh, oh. Well, at least Gabe's still alive. Well, where have you been? She just called you a you, Bella. Yes. Wow.
Come on.
Oh, that goofy.
Okay, that was very weird of my mom.
What?
My mom just came in here. The hell? What do you ask about her?
I said that she sounds like a big booty Latina.
Yeah, I almost about to get in trouble, my gang.
Why? What did
I
you
don't know.
do?
I don't
Why?
know.
What did you do?
Nothing.
You're always getting into something.
I don't know. It's because what you said about my mom. And she want to know what you said.
When she heard what I said,
Yeah.
damn, what she at? What she say?
I had to mute it because, yes. I did not want to know what you said.
All I said was that she was a nice lady.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I can't give compliments.
I don't know. I don't know.
Women are crazy.
My mom thought you were a pedophile or something.
13.
Exactly. I told her you were 13.
I'm 13.
Exactly, bro. My mom was just worried. Skip it. Also, where the hell have you been? What the fuck were you doing?
I was in a call with CB, but his ass was muted until I decided to join this stream, and I finally realized that his bitch was in here.
Is he still in the call with you?
Yes, he's still in the call.
Damn.
Dude, also, I'm just playing Sonic 2 right now. Like a goofy goober gang.
Okay, anyways, as I was saying, sorry about that.
Anyway, I gotta get going.
Okay.
Where is he? Where are you going?
Oh, look, it's me. Hey guys, look, it's me. What is CB doing? Is it dealing with his parents again?
Baby Thomas.
Also,
Baby. He likes sunshine and lollipops.
sunshine, lollipops.
Lollipops and rainbows, everything.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbow.
Rainbows, everything.
My mom sometimes scares me a lot. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know. She said sometimes weird shit all the time.
Stinky.
I have a weird mom.
Stinky.
I have a weird mom nowadays.
Stinky.
Stop saying stinky.
Stinky.
Before I put your toaster in the what?
Toaster. Tub. Wouldn't you die?
Anyway, I think it's time. It's a good time to end the live stream because soon enough we're gonna watch Hero of the Rails.
Dog, we already watched it.